Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. This is going to be a group energy healing where I heal 150 people in 13 different countries. And the theme for this whole month of healings is courage, boldness, self-nurturing, and intuition. And this is the second in the set of 3 healings, the January 2025 triplet set. So, welcome to 2025. Woohoo! And let's see. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. Huh. My sound technician here slash husband tells me that my sound is lagging. So we'll see if that fixes itself without me doing anything, since I have no idea what I would do to fix that anyway. Yeah. So he says, don't look at my lips. That way it won't be weird. But yeah. Yeah, it could just be our weird home internet. So you guys let me know if my sound syncs up with my lips. Ooh, someone says sound not lagging. Ooh, wouldn't that be nice? Well, are you doing crazy things on the internet, Lorenzo? Oh, okay. I can't blame it on him. That's my favorite thing, to blame it on my husband. It's your fault. Well, okay, well, good. I hope that's true for everybody, that the sound is not lagging except for my husband. Okay, let's get to it here. Okie doke. So, like I said, the theme is courage, boldness, self-nurturing, and intuition for the 5 healings of this month. But obviously each of those 5 healings we're doing cool, interesting things. And I did mention in the last healing towards the end, though, maybe I think before the last healing, right before it, that there'll be an extra add-on theme for the last 2 healings of the month, the twin set, addressing a little bit like New Year's resolutions and goals that people set for positive change. So that'll be added in for the twin set this month, which is still on sale on my website, jwhealing.com. Okay, but 2 days ago in the first healing, the big new thing was BBB, belly button boundaries, which sounds ridiculous, but it's actually a legitimate technique. I just like ridiculous names. And it helps energy boundaries of the physical body. And we're going to redo that today, just because some people didn't need more of it, but some people did, and it never hurts to just go for it again. So that'll be cool. We'll do belly button boundaries again. And then I think one of the and then I think there are 3 most significant things that we'll do today. One of them is here, I'll make a little different heading for each one of those. Okay, so clearing gender baggage, male and female, So what that means is, I mean, it's like when you're a little kid, sometimes the baggage that you had from lives when you were male, um, maybe don't affect you, and the baggage that you have from lives when you were an adult female, um, doesn't really affect you when you're a kid, like way before puberty. But then, as you grow up, like teenage years, stuff like that, into more maturity, the baggage, whichever, and of course, I do want to acknowledge and respect that people can choose a gender identity that's different from their biological equipment that they were born with. And that's fine. But we're working both sides of it, and also people can just choose to, be more androgynous and not identify as male or female. But that's not exactly what I'm talking about, although that's sort of a distant cousin of what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is just all the old baggage from your past lives. So like, I'm in a female body, right? In this life, I was born with female equipment, and also I choose to identify as a female in my adult life. So there's a lot of baggage, potentially, generally, from, lives, for example, if I'm the example, lives when I was a woman, and, different societal pressures, religious pressures, cultural pressures, sexual pressures, all sorts of emotional pressures, whatever, and so didn't affect me when I was like 2 or 3 years old, but, around puberty, beyond, and then, into like adult life, that baggage triggers more and more, potentially. And sometimes people choose to have more of an androgynous vibe, or like more of a masculine, like they identify by female, but they do a lot of male things just because they feel like it, because why, it's sort of an artificial limiting barrier between the two genders, first of all. But second of all, sometimes they're avoiding the female baggage that they have. And so it just feels more liberating to do more stereotypically male-oriented things. So, but it still impacts that person. If I'm the example, it still impacts me. So it's in my best interest to clear my old baggage from my male lives and my female lives. I mean, obviously you can't clear all baggage that you've ever had from any lifetime, but, like gender-related baggage, get all of it out of the way. Male and female gender related baggage, so that you could still choose, like I could still choose to do things that are more stereotypically feminine, or do things that are more stereotypically masculine, but at least it's like more just my choice, and it's not me sidestepping a bunch of baggage that is icky and I'm trying to avoid. So hope that makes sense. And I think that'll be liberating for everybody, people that, like me, I identify with the biological gender of my body. That happens to be also how I identify, but also the people that I am healing who are transgender, who choose to identify as a different gender than what they were born with, biologically speaking. I think it would help anybody. So that's going to be, I think, one of the bigger things that we do today. And it ties in with the theme of courage and boldness and self-nurturing and intuition a lot. I mean, I noticed it because somebody in their survey was like, oh, I think I was more bold when I was a kid. And this person is biologically female and identifies as female. And that's when I noticed it. I was like, oh yeah, all that, like there was like a mountain of baggage about being a woman, and it wasn't from her genetic family in this life. It was her baggage, left over from past lives, that didn't impact her when she was like 2 or 3 and running around, screaming and yelling and having a blast, So hopefully, if we clear more of that gender-related baggage, then you can scream and run around and have a blast again. I mean, it's not that simple, but, we want to get you more towards that idea of like being unrestricted and, just having free will and whatever. So I think that'll be big and liberating for everybody. There are other supportive techniques with that I won't like change the title when I talk about them, but the other supportive techniques that are sort of distant cousins of that in a way that will sort of help along those lines would be clearing rad blocks, resistance, avoidance, and denial blocks. We'll do that. And that is always a great idea, basically. I noticed it. Someone was one of my actually teenage participants who I don't often, I heal teenagers, but they don't often get the surveys from their parents. But by the way, if I'm healing your teenage kids or even younger kids, I guess, but maybe teenage would be more logical. But if your kids are consciously open to this kind of stuff, by all means, give them a link to the survey. Make it optional, because if you make it required, then they'll resist, but if you could say, well, the adults she's healing, fill out this survey. Of course it's optional, but anyway, one of the teenagers I'm healing who actually filled out a survey mentioned about different school assignments and stuff and the challenges with that, and that it is sort of a unique thing that it affects adults too, but I think as adults we have sometimes more creative ways of avoiding stuff that we need to do. Whereas with kids in school specifically, it's like there are tests, there's grades, it's public, there's, it's like there's a lot less wiggle room for putting stuff off. So anyway, the clearing rad blocks. Another thing that is sort of supportive in that way is healing far off parts of you. Maybe I'll change the banner on that one, even though it's not the biggest thing we're doing today. So healing far off parts of you, we do that on and off in different healings, and it's always a good idea. I noticed it in particular, like in 2 different ways. Like one person, she was having relationship troubles, and I noticed that if she healed far off parts of her that had sort of taken off in childhood and early adult life, then if those parts felt better and came back, then she would be more able to deal with and process and feel strong as she's going through relationship issues. So that's one thing, but also I noticed it with like just abilities, that sometimes you can have a pretty capable part of you, like a more intuitive part of you, or a part of you that's better with seeing energy, that is like really checked out, one of the far off parts of you. And so if you can heal those, more capable parts of you, and bring them back, and then they want to come back, then obviously that's a win. And that might help some conscious abilities that people try to use, like seeing energy, intuition, stuff like that. So that's that. We'll do that today, healing far off parts of you, so that hopefully they want to come back. The parts of you want to come back. So, I was going to write PTS in capital letters, but then you guys might think it's an acronym or something. So PTS stands for points, right? So front biker shorts. I always love my biker shorts image. It always cracks me up because it's so perfect. Bunch of airbrushed models. Where is it? Here we go. Woo-hoo. So anyway, so what I want to work is front boundaries and back boundaries in your space. And so we have expanded and we're working more like all the back points for that, and I'll show that in a minute again. But in the front, working acupuncture points in the front and unblocking in front, we did extended sinus mask work, which, you know, deals with like blocks around the sinuses, but then also, you know, around the neck, acupuncture points around the neck, and then all along the major chakras along the spine here in front. And so we scooped out, you know, blockages from there and worked the auras in front of there. And I do think that helped a lot with boundaries with other people, and, you know, also body functioning, you know, like sinuses unblocking more than they would have otherwise, things like that. But I want to do a little differently. I want to work front boundaries a little differently today, with the acupuncture points, and the meridians. So I'm looking to see what would be a good way to show you. There we go. So this is the stomach meridian. The green line there. And so at first it goes around the jawline, which is kind of fun. We might work that a little bit today. But then, you know, we've done the neck and the sort of clavicle points of it before, with extended sinus boundaries, and then, you know, it goes downward. But what I wanted to show you is not exactly about the stomach meridian. It's more about all the points. Like, so here, the chest area, you can work all those points at once, like everything that you see in that diagram. Or maybe, you know, for chest points, maybe, you know, it'd be more like that, like all that you see there, chest points, you know, just all those points, and then in front there, because you can, and astral body aura and physical body aura. Just unblock there, and, you know, like find a major block, you comb through, find a major block, ask your angels to get rid of recycle invasive beings that are like coming through that block or connecting to that block, melting away cords from people, going into that block, and then, you know, melting the block, because then you can kind of feel like all those, you know, little energy centers in the meridians open up more in a good way, you know, and unblock. So I want to work that more. I mean, we work chakras a lot, you know, with all the chakra repair, chakra unblocking, you know, but I think that there is a lot more that we can do just with, you know, I'm going to call these like upper chest points, you know, all that area. And then I'm going to call, so we'll do that, upper chest points, or chest points, I'll call it. And then this, excuse the, you know, you're not offended by seeing the guy's package there. But it actually doesn't dwell on it enough, that area. There we go, there. So that whole area, I'm going to call that like front biker shorts area, you know, all those points that you see right now. Maybe just slightly, yeah, the teensy bit lower. I might have to, it kind of jerks forward. What video do I want? Maybe spleen? Trying to find a video that dwells on that area better, so I can get just the right focus for it. See if I get it here. So like this area, upper thigh, that whole area right there. So Anyway, so from about there to there, what you can see there, let me get rid of that and that. Okay. So that, you know, and again, excuse me, I hope you don't mind seeing anatomy there. Just if you can kind of tune out that part if it bothers you. But all those points there, I'm gonna call those front biker shorts points. And we're gonna work all those at once and the auras in front of there. Because you can lock up. I think it's okay to kind of generalize and say, okay, well, like for back boundaries, you know, good karma windows, that's like a very common place to have a boundaries problem. And then all back points, we'll say. You know, obviously you have points in the back of your legs too. But when I was showing back points before, that right there, you know, all that. So I'm calling those back points, you know, including the awesome butt chakras, which I'm in love with down there. I'm in love with working them. But anyway, so those I'm just going to call back points, you know, that whole area, and we're going to work all that. And you know, so the points and the auras behind there, because so like you can have boundaries problems with the most common. I'm going to divide like 2 areas in the back and 2 areas in the front, so that the more you get used to working those areas, you can just quickly intuit, okay, where are my boundary problems? You know, where's my mom getting in, or where's this coworker getting in, or whatever. Do I need to work good karma windows area? Do I need to work back points? Or in the front, do I need to work chest points, or do I need to work front biker shorts points? You know, and 2, like, even if it's not a boundaries just with other people issue, it's just like, you know, a wellness thing. Because at winter time, it's a good time to extra focus on the wellness of your physical body, right? Just to help you not get sick, basically, and also, you know, also to, you know, feel more good and strong and positive in the winter, right? So so I want to kind of, you know, just get simple with that, you know, like, okay, good karma window points, back points for the back boundaries, and then front chest points and front biker shorts points for the front. Yeah, and sinuses, you know, but we already do extended sinus mask, so maybe that's like 3 things: extended sinus mask, front chest points, front biker shorts points. But anyway, so we'll do that today. Oh, that's a lot. But I'll try to keep it, you know, simple enough. It's, you know, as usual, it's more complicated to explain than it is to just do it. So, so don't worry. Don't worry. You can do it. What else? So sales notes I already mentioned. February triplet set. I'm sorry, January twin set is still on sale on my website for now. jwhealing.com. jwhealing.com. Shouldn't say it so fast. But also the February sets are on sale on my website right now. The March sets will go up on the 15th of this month. So in 10 days, they'll go up and they'll be up for sale. And I email my news email list when they go up. And if you are not on my news email list, but you want to get those emails on the 15th, email me, let me know. Just ask. Because I don't automatically add people, not because I don't want people, but because I don't want to be spammy. So, but just say, hey, please add me to your news email list if that's what you want. And I will do that. What else about sales stuff? Nothing. That's fine. So I linked in the chat right before, like a couple minutes before I started the stream, I linked the short video playlist And then also the 12 meridian playlist for your geeky fun. And I already mentioned 2 days ago, but in case you missed it, I'm a bit of a wild girl posting to that short video playlist now. We'll see how long that lasts. But I have videos like all ready and to go and scheduled, so definitely through around mid-January, there'll be one a day posted to that. Except I was thinking of not today, just because this giant live stream is today, or not on Tuesday. I already did post one today, actually. The back points one is posted today to that playlist, the short video playlist of 2025 and 2024. So I guess that's it. Just that, new videos are posted there every day at this point in time. Because I want the algorithm. I mean, I want to make them, but I also want the YouTube algorithm to like me more, because it seems like they don't even show my videos to my own subscribers. Because you have to like play the game and release really frequently for the algorithm to like you. So I'm going to try it for a little at least. So if you could also make the algorithm like me help the algorithm to like me by giving my stuff a thumbs up, and I will give you a thumbs up. You're awesome. And also comment. Feel free to comment under a video, even if it's something like not consequential, like you're fabulous or Happy New Year or whatever. Just anything you want to say as a comment under a video helps the video. All right. What else? So before we get started with the healing, which we will start very soon, I am going to just look at chat comments, see where people are watching from, any weather reports people want to give. I am in Olympia, Washington, which is the Pacific Northwest of the United States, and it is cloudy and rainy. I think right now it's not raining, but it's pretty much a daily event that we get rain probably more than half the day these days. So there's that. This is, hey Janet, can see and hear you from sunny Petaluma, California, 56 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny with dogs and sheep. Well, hello to you. Do you actually have sheep, or it's just a cute emoji? I wonder. This is, hey Janet, we can hear you. Oh, that's good. Hello from San Diego, California. Well, hello to you. Hello. So this is hello from Evergreen, Colorado. Sunny and 29 degrees. 29's a little nippy, below freezing. Nice emojis, thank you. This is hello from super sunny Ottawa, Canada. I'm definitely sunshiny, bright, and stoked up for today's healing. Oh, good. I'm glad. Hope you're staying warm up there in Canada. It says hi from Australia. Hello to you in Australia. Hope you're doing well. I'm curious what the weather is like in Australia right now. Probably better than over here. Oh, temperature-wise here, it is above freezing. It's like, I don't know, maybe probably 40 degrees, I would guess, right about now, Fahrenheit. Okay. So I'll do my 3 minutes of quiet, and then we'll get started with the healing. And for those that don't know, you are welcome to watch, even if you didn't purchase the healing from me. That just means I'm not healing you during the live stream if you didn't purchase the healing. But you can follow along and heal yourself as you watch, because I do talk out loud as I heal. And so it's like an all levels walkthrough if you want to use it that way. It says rainy and 37 degrees in Muckamore, my favorite sounding place these days. Muckamore, Northern Ireland, and dark. It's 8:30 p.m. Oh, well, okay. Yeah. It's dark here at like 5 p.m. I mean, I'm sure maybe it's dark there too at 5 p.m. I mean, it's like sometimes I wish for a place that was sunnier in the winter, but in the US, I think a lot of times there's like all this, like, it comes at a cost, like Chicago's sunny in the winter, but it's like below freezing a whole lot. And there's a lot of snow. Whereas out here, it's above freezing usually and not a lot of snow. So, anyway. Beautiful weather, 27 degrees in Australia. 27 degrees. I'm thinking if that's beautiful, then you're talking about Celsius, maybe? Yeah, I bet you're talking about Celsius. So 27 Celsius, that's like 80-ish Fahrenheit. That does sound nice. You could grow tomatoes in that weather. That would be nice. Tomatoes would be happy. Ooh, more weather. Hi from Chicago, 24 degrees Fahrenheit now. Yeah, below freezing significantly. Warmed up from 12 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday. Oh my goodness. So for those of you on centigrade, 12 degrees would be like 50, 51 maybe Fahrenheit, something like that. It says sunrise tomorrow is at 8:46 a.m. and sunset is at 4:16 p.m. It's brutal. Oh, wow. So your sunset is earlier than ours even. I'm so sorry. That is brutal. Oh well, stay strong. You could do it. I decided I'm gonna here, let's do a side comment thing. Oops. So to get through winter months, ask yourself, do you need to do things differently? Do you need more self-care or different self-care than you usually do to get through winter? Meaning to get through winter, you mentally and emotionally, but also your physical body to get through winter without hopefully getting sick or not getting sick as much if you've already gotten sick. But so like examples of winter self-care that you could just ask yourself, maybe yes, maybe no. Do you need to make some homemade soup for yourself? Do you need to take like Epsom salt baths? Do you need to do some stretching? Do you need to go for walks, even if you're wearing 500 layers? Do you need to, do some workouts in the house? Do you need to what else? Do you need to go to body-oriented practitioners like an acupuncturist or a chiropractor or a massage therapist? You need to use the 12 meridian playlist that I linked in the chat and check out your own meridians yourself for free and do some unblocking with that playlist. Of course, today we're doing a lot of that too. But anyway, just it's a time to ask yourself, what self-care do you need? And obviously, money is a factor, so if you can't afford the practitioners, well, then that's not an option. And so you think of other options, like listening to different types of music or different types of music around bedtime or different types of music first thing in the morning or, but anyway, so a good time to just reflect upon winter self-care and what you need mentally and spiritually and what your body needs physically so that you can survive and be a little closer to thriving in the winter, in this winter particularly. Okie dokie. And please don't judge yourself too harshly if you're not doing any self-care, because it's like judgment just makes it worse. So try to give yourself a big hug no matter what. Alrighty. Okay, so we'll do 3 minutes of glorious quiet before I start the healing. Okay, thanks for waiting. So for starters, you can set your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras to a metallic gold color. And as you set those chakras to a metallic gold color, that means that the energy they're generating is that color. So even if you can't see energy yet, it doesn't matter. You could just do it with thought or intention. But you set those chakras in particular to a metallic gold color, so you can go ahead and do that. And then the gold light, would be flowing out of your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras. So then you just use that to heal and unblock and repair as you're healing. So go ahead and unblock your wrist more. And we're unblocking the wrist more just because we want you to be as spiritually present as possible in your hands as a healer. And, obviously unblocking your neck and your shoulders and your arms is good too. But, if you want to do something quick, just unblock your wrists to help you be more present in your hands. And you can heal yourself with a copy. Make a copy of what you're healing out in front of you. So with your hands, it might be more fun to just do direct healing like that. But if we're healing, a different chakra and energy center back there or something, making a copy out in front of you of yourself is really practical and cool. Even if you can't see it, you make it with your intention. And that's how you heal different parts of you. So we can finish up healing the finger, but the fingers are really cool for a lot of reasons, but in part because there are some really key traditional Chinese medicine meridians that begin in your fingers. So begin or end in your fingers. So you definitely want really good flow in your wrists and your hands. And if you wanted to heal both at once, you could make a composite copy out in front of you of your hands and just be like, okay, left hand and right hand, like inside each other, and just heal one composite copy. And therefore you're healing both hands at once, both wrists at once, both hands at once. That way you have more gold light to use because you're using both your hands to heal both your hands at once. So. All right, good enough. Good job. Okay, so grounding. Let's just you could recreate both your groundings. Get rid of the old ones and make brand new ones. Make them nice and wide as both your all your auras, all 17 of your auras. Just make them, they're about that wide. So ideally, unless you're like all crunched in, but let your auras expand. Allow yourself to take up space, and recreate your groundings. Make them that wide. Make them both red or orange or yellow, the same color, and have them stay wide all the way down to the core of the earth. And you want them wide behind you, in front of you, all around. And then you make a copy of both those groundings and comb through them with gold light from your hands. And you want to wash out any big chunks of blocked energy and also wash out any people from your grounding. Indie grounding is where you run gold light through the outer surface of both your groundings all the way down to the core of the earth and melt away. Use gold light from your hands to melt away any connections to other people's grounding. Any cords from other people, any hard objects that are stuck, that are sticking out your grounding. melt all that away. And you could have invasive beings in your grounding or anywhere. So we could just do collapsing gold nets. So just imagine everything. So all your 17 auras, which is physical body aura, astral body aura, and then 15 that are called Wei Chi auras, WEI space CHI. Wei Chi is like a strong boundaries energy that you have as a spirit. So all your auras, 17 auras, don't overthink it. But anyway, you have all of them, all around you, right? So just imagine copies of all your 17 auras, and your physical body and your astral body are inside there, and then your connections to the core of the earth, right? And so make a big cube of gold netting all around all that, all the way down to the core of the earth, and collapse in the gold netting and have it tangle up and catch any invasive beings that are in your space, and just drag them out in the gold netting and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. One more time, collapse in the gold netting, drag out any invasive beings. Angels, here you go. Couple deep breaths, and we'll do it again. Big cube of collapsing gold nets, collapse it in, drag out any invasive beings. Angels, here you go. You can do collapsing gold nets just for your grounding too, I guess, if you want. Just drag out any invasive beings that maybe you missed. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. You can also say, if you're not, if, it couldn't hurt. You say, angels, are there any invasive beings in my space? If so, can you please recycle them? Which is not a perfect thing, but, always helps. So you can use, courage and boldness is part of our theme today, this month. So try to be forceful, when you're clearing stuff out, just take out the trash, just scour everybody out of your grounding. Don't be like, well, I asked them to leave. Like sometimes people are like, well, I asked all people to leave my space, so I'm sure I'm fine now. And it's like, the problem with that is, some people will just be like, yeah, fuck you. I mean, people are in your space because they're stuck on something. And so they're not in a rational, friendly, polite headspace. Otherwise they wouldn't be in your space. So just try to just wash everybody out with that, without like a sort of a naive kind of passivity, just scour everybody out. I sent them love and light. I'm sure they'll leave. All right. I mean, that's great. Some people will, but I want you to be prepared for the people that don't leave. I want you to be like, I got your number. Just wash them out. If you really can't clear somebody out, ask your angels to, haul them away for you in gold handcuffs. Say, angels, can you please get that person out of my space? All right, good enough. Okay, so aura repair, there is a short 5-minute excerpt video on aura repair. So that's in the short video playlist if you want to rock that out instead of doing it from one of these live streams. But anyway, so for aura repair, we'll use composite copy technique. First, we can comb through all the auras, all your 17 auras, and just check. You need aura repair. Do you notice like, whoop, there's a big valley up top, or there's some gashes behind you, or front around your belly, or around your ankles? Just practice being aware of that stuff. Even if you're like, well, I think I'm wrong, but, just practice your intuition. See if you can notice where some rips are in your auras. If you've never done aura repair before, there could be rips that are so big that you don't actually see the rips because it's all missing. Like you're missing the whole back half of some of your auras, maybe. But anyway, so let's do the repair part. So composite copy technique is you create with your intention an image of a rip, and you say with your intention, okay, well, this rip represents all the rips in my 17 auras, and then I'm going to clean this out and repair it, and that repairs the rips in my auras that it represents, right? So clean it out with sticky gold wax, which is gold light from your hands that sticks to everything that's not you and forms a lump, so that you can just lift it out. So angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, clean out that rip, get rid of all that junk. Angels, here you go. And you want that sticky gold wax to stick to everything that's not you in the rip. So like hard objects that are stuck in there, like, you know, spears that were thrown at you that created the rip in the first place. Or, you know, invasive people, invasive beings, just have them form a big lump with the wax and then lift all that out at once. Angels, here you go. Lift out junk. Angels, here you go. So get the gold light as deep as you can so that the rips appear. And just double check your auras and see if maybe you missed some hard objects somewhere. And you can pop them out and have them explode. And then we'll do one more time for any remaining rips, because you probably repaired most of them, but there could be a few that were a little stubborn. So make one more composite copy, have it represent any rips that you still have, any leftover rips. And you can say, angels, if there are any beings, invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you please recycle them? The camera, there we go. So take a deep breath while your angels do that for you. Again, that request is, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you please recycle them? And then sticky gold wax, lift out the junk. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, lift out all that junk. Angels, here you go. And get the gold light as deep as you can. Angels, here you go. If there are any leftover hard objects. Good job. If you have any leftover hardness in your auras, that creates a weakness. So you want to melt that away. So if there's hardness like in the outer edges or layers of hardness somewhere, patches in your auras, just make copies of all that aura hardness, the leftover aura hardness, and just put the copies out in front of you so you can melt them away with gold light from your hands. So pile copies of all the aura hardness out in front of you, and there could be invasive beings connected to this hardness. So you say, angels, if there are any invasive beings connected to all this junk, can you please recycle them? And there could be people cording to this hardness. So just melt those cords away with gold light. And then melt the hardness away with gold light. Or you could blow it up. All right, good enough. So you can redo your gold buffer zones. And I haven't done it in a little bit. Gold mesh spheres. So gold mesh spheres are in your Wei Qi auras. So you have 15 Wei Qi auras, and then the astral body aura and the physical body aura. That's how you get 17 auras. And these Wei Qi auras, like I said, they're strong boundaries energy of yours, and they're big gold force fields, hopefully, if they're functioning properly. And how do they get to be big gold force fields? Well, you have 3 gold mesh spheres for each of those auras, and those gold mesh spheres are always generating gold light if they're repaired enough and cleaned off enough. So, but they can get ripped up just like the auras. So you just check. So it's like you have 15 inner spheres, 15 middle spheres, and 15 outer spheres. And these gold mesh spheres wrap all the way around you, behind you, above you, etc. So you just imagine all of them. Don't obsess on the detail too much, but just use gold light and repair all your gold mesh spheres of your Wei Qi auras. And especially if you have like sort of a trouble area. I freaked out my camera again. Especially if you have areas that are more tense, maybe a part of your spine that's sort of complaining to you lately, or a shoulder, or a knee, or something, or a lower back. Especially check the gold mesh spheres in that area and repair them. Because the gold mesh spheres, they fill up the Wei Qi aura with gold light, but they also send the gold light directly in to, various meridians of your body and parts of your body. So they can really help out. And chances are, if you do have a problem area, the gold mesh spheres may have been damaged near that area. So that area is not getting enough gold light automatically from the gold mesh spheres. I mean, that's the nice thing about the creative rings, the gold mesh spheres, the manifestation wings behind you too. If they're working right, they always generate gold light without you having to think about it. So ideally, if they're really working well, then you don't actually have to do a lot of healing consciously because they're working so well. Ideally. But don't assume. Alright. Good enough. Good job, good job, good job. Let's celebrate with some butterflies. Yee! Oops. There we go. Very nice. Alrighty. I'm taking notes because later within a day there will be I'll make chapter titles for the healing, and with timestamps, so you can click on one of the chapter titles and they'll all pop up and you can hop around easily once I get that done. Okay, so what we're about to do is already its own video, which I think I have released already. If not, it'll be released in the next week or two, but I think it's already in the short video playlist. But anyway, it's repairing your creative rings, and then repairing and unblocking your creative rings and unblocking your major chakras along your spine all at once with Siki Gold Wax. Let's do it. So just imagine at first your creative rings, a copy of your creative rings out in front of you. They're up here, 1, 2, 3, 3 gold rings, and they come and go with you because they're part of your astral body. Just imagine them and clean them off with gold light from your hands. Repair them, melt cords going into them. You could bring up like purple earth energy straight from the core of the earth and soak your creative rings. Purple earth energy would be too fast moving for like your lower chakras. I mean, you wouldn't die, but it could be too triggering for your lower chakra baggage. So just for your creative rings, you could bring up a purple grounding and just give it a nice soak with purple earth energy if you want. And then keep melting cords and repairing. Unblock above your creative rings too, like your auras above there, and also above the top of your auras. Because like I said, flow is strength, right? If you have big energy blocks, it's easy for people to cord or invasive beings to cord and then send energy downward to kind of overwhelm your creative rings. So unblocking above your creative rings is also helping your creative rings. Just gold light all the way up, melt away blocks. And your creative rings, as well as your chakras, have flaps. And the flaps, they stick out when they're irritated, which you do not want. When they're not irritated, then it's a nice smooth outer surface. So if you melt cords going into each of your creative rings, the flaps can fully relax and just be nice and smooth and shut. And that way it's harder for people to cord you. And you can say too, because you can have invasive beings trying to mess with your creative rings and they'll just keep trying because they have nothing better to do. So you can say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are messing with my creative rings or even thinking about messing with my creative rings? And there can be a really nice chain reaction as those flaps close, that the flaps in your major chakras also close mostly. So that's kind of nice. So speaking of your 7 chakras along your spine, 7 astral and 7 physical chakras, let's imagine all that. So you have your 3 gold creative rings and then your 7 chakras. That's my angel's making me drink water. He told me about a minute ago you should drink water, and I'm like, yeah, I'm busy. Always listen to your angels. So anyway, imagine your creative rings up above, and then 7 chakras, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are oriented this way with the round opening in the front and the round opening in the back. I gotta get my little paper thingy. So this is the basic chakra shape, an open cylinder. So purple is a good color for your 7th chakra. So this is the orientation of your 7th chakra. So round opening in the top and then round opening in the bottom there. And then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are oriented this way. So round opening in the front, round opening in the back. So you just imagine creative rings, 7th chakra, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 chakras, and sticky gold wax, the whole bunch. So sticky gold wax is gold light from your hands that sticks to everything that's not you, that's healthy and gentle to get rid of right now. Have that all stick to the wax so that you just leave the copies of the chakras in place and the creative rings and then move out the junk with the wax. So angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, have it stick to all the junk, move out the junk. Angels, here you go. Again, sticky gold wax, your creative rings and your major chakras. And your Kundalini chakra below your 1st chakra while you're at it. Sticky gold wax that too. Move out the junk. Angels, here you go. All right, good job. Alrighty. Okay, so for chakra repair, first we'll repair all chakras, all major and minor chakras of your body and spirit at the same time. And then we'll just do the worst chakras all at the same time. Worst meaning most blocked, most still in needing of repair. In need of repair. And then we'll do traditional Chinese medicine chakras only, the first points and the last points of all your meridians of your physical body. Just because those are pretty key. I mean, obviously we could do worst points of just the traditional Chinese medicine meridians, but we're already doing worst points, worst chakras of like including the major and minor chakras too. So anyway, let's do it. All right, so basic chakra shape for all your chakras, including, acupuncture point chakras, which I would call minor chakras. So make a shape out in front of you, have it represent all your major and minor chakras, and go ahead and repair it and unblock it and melt cords with gold light for your hands. You could do a tricolor, maybe. You can just do it like a red earth energy soak for all your chakras. So bring up red earth energy, kind of slosh it around in there. And you can bring it back down. And gold light. Again, you're repairing and unblocking and melting cords from all your chakras, major and minor, of your astral body and physical body. And you can lift out any energy blocks that are healthy and gentle to get rid of from your chakras. Lift them out. You could blow them up or just melt them away. Lift out the blocks, melt them away. Lift out the blocks, melt them away. Like I said, with the creative rings, around the round openings of the major chakras, probably not the little tiny acupuncture point chakras, but the major chakras, they do have flaps around the round openings. Similar to this drawing, but not gold. And so if they're irritated, if the chakra is irritated by having cords and damage, then the flaps pop out, which makes it easier for people to cord you than it was before, which is no fair at all. So just go ahead and melt cords, repair, unblock to the point where the flaps can relax and fall shut. So it's a nice smooth round opening. Again, all major and minor chakras, lift out the junk that's healthy and gentle to get rid of. You could blow it up or melt it with gold light. Lift it out. Another option is give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Lift out the junk. Angels, here you go. Can you help me with that? You could have hard objects stuck in these chakras, and the sticky gold wax, maybe got rid of them already, but you could just with your intention, just be sure and have the sticky gold wax stick to the hard objects that are stuck in your chakras, and lift out the wax with the objects. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, get the hard objects all stuck to the wax, lift them out. Angels, here you go. You can do just a little more repair now that those hard objects are not there in the way. And you can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with my chakras, can you please recycle them? Take some deep breaths. All right, good enough. So that was all chakras. So now we'll just do the same process, but more quickly. We'll do worst chakras, then first ones, then last ones of the meridians. First and last of meridians. But worst would be for all major and minor chakras. So which ones are the worst? And just intuitively pick that. Don't, get lost in the details. But just make a copy of a chakra, have it represent all the worst chakras presently. What's presently the worst chakras in your system? Most damaged, most blocked. And just heal those and unblock those. Again, these are the worst chakras. And if, say, it freaks you out or you get sleepy as you're trying to repair and unblock your worst chakras, it could be like your avoidance is kicking in and you're like, I don't want to know which ones are the worst, right? So you can make a gold privacy curtain between you and what you're working so that you're like, that's a pretty curtain, but you're still doing the work, but that way you can not know, so have your gold privacy curtain there, and then behind the curtain, do the work, get the work done. So just melt away the junk from these worst chakras and repair them, melt cords. All right, good enough. So then you can keep your gold privacy curtain there if you want. And on the other side of that gold privacy curtain, do the same thing, but for the first chakras of each meridian. So for example, like the chest, well, what's an easy one to pull up? No, that's not what I want. That one. Okay. So that shows a bunch of first points, right? The lung one is right. Sorry, bringing it back. So, so small. But anyway, up there by the chest, there, at least there's the lung first point. I just went. It was just showing you like right there, and it goes. So that's a first point as an example of a first point. That's what I mean. It's the start of it's the first acupuncture point in that meridian. But you can do all your first points at the same time. Just imagine one composite copy representing all your first points. And just use gold light. And just like we did before, repair and unblock. You could definitely bring up red earth energy and soak your first points with red earth energy. You can say too, angels, if there are any invasive beings connecting to these first points, can you please recycle them? You can lift out the blocks in your first points that are healthy and gentle to get rid of and explode them or melt them away. You might have people cording your first points. So just melt those cords away, lift out the blocks, melt them away. Lift out the blocks, melt them away. All right. Oh, key midpoints is another interesting one we can do. Key midpoints is just, there will be points that aren't the first or the last point that are good to do for you, like because they're especially blocked or just especially important in function. So just make a composite copy, like this to represent any key midpoints in any of your meridians and just repair and unblock that. So bring up red earth energy, soak your key midpoints, lots of gold light, melt cords going into your key midpoints from other people. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with these key midpoints, can you please recycle them? Hold deep breaths for that. Lift out the baggage, melt it away. Lift out the blocks in these key midpoints, melt them away. And again, your intention is you want to do what's healthy and gentle to do right now. Lift out the baggage in the key midpoints. That's healthy and gentle to get rid of. Melt it away or blow it up. All right, good enough. And then last points. So same thing as first points, except it's the one at the end. So an example of a last point that I enjoy working, let's see. I'm not as excited about last points as I am first points, to be honest. Let's see. That one doesn't excite me so much. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that one's cool enough. So it's a red line in the diagram. The heart meridian last point, it's just an example of a last point. Obviously, each meridian has a last point. So the heart meridian starts by the armpits up there and goes down the arm like you see in the video there. And it ends in the pinky, and the pinky is cool. It ends in the inner part of the pinky as shown in the video. So that's an example of a last point, and last points are important. If they dam up, then that'll kind of backlog into the meridian itself. And also if they dam up, then less energy goes to the first point of the next meridian. So like that first point of the heart meridian, the next point is the small intestine meridian on the other side of the pinky. And that starts there. And that's one of my favorite meridians, the small intestine meridian, because that's the one with the fun zigzags in the back, the upper back. So So anyway, it's just an example of a last point and that they're important. So just make a copy out in front of you of a composite copy to represent all your last points in all your meridians, and just heal, unblock, melt cords. The angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with my last points, can you please recycle them? And lift out any baggage that's healthy and gentle to get rid of out of your last points. Lift that out. You could blow it up or melt it away. Lift it out, pull it up or melt it away. Melt cords going into your last points from other people. You could unblock your last points with the gold bottle brush, stick it in there, swirl it around, let all the blocks cling to the gold bottle brush, give the brush to your angels. Angels, here you go. One more time, gold bottle brush for your last points. Give out your last points. Give the gold bottle brush to your angels. Melt cords. All right, good enough. Woo! Good job. So that was a lot. We just did chakra repair, first for all chakras, then for the worst chakras of major and minor, all. Then we did first, and we did key midpoints. And then we did last points. And so those last three, first, key, mid, and last, were for only the traditional Chinese medicine meridian chakras, which is a subset of your minor chakras. Okay, good job, good job, good job. Okay, so this will be of good karma windows and flow zone, which is back here, and then including physical neck and around the physical neck. And I'm not going to do the back points in this little section. I'll do it in the very next section, just a back point section all by itself. So, good karma windows is one of the key boundary things to repair and double check. If you're having a boundary issue with somebody, like I said in the beginning, double check good karma, just quickly, intuitively. Where am I having the significant boundary issues? Is it my good karma windows? Is it my back points? So those, that's like a quick check of the back of your space. Or is it chest points, sinus points, or front biker shorts point. Anyway, so let's do good karma windows back here. They're in your astral body aura back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're little triple frame windows, and if they're functioning and healed and unblocked and repaired, then you are much safer. And you can bring in positive energy of yours, but not be invaded by negative, invasive people or invasive beings. Really worth repair. There's lots of cold light. If they get damaged, it's like someone could throw like a big spear that could shatter several of them, and then people and beings can get through that, all the damaged parts. So you can lift out any hard objects that might still be there, melt them away, lift out the hard objects, melt them away. Light. Or you can lift out the hard objects and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Angels, here. So these good karma windows, they're in the back, you know, directly behind your neck and the base of your skull of your astral body aura. So, and like I said, you can have invasive people and invasive beings kind of weave through them into, you know, your upper chakras and acupuncture points back here. So you can just kind of notice, is there any invasive stuff weaving through, getting to your chakras? And if so, just freeze it and yank it out. Angels, here you go. Freeze it, drag it out. Angels, here you go. Freeze it, drag it out. Angels. And, you know, maybe a moment of physical massage could be nice as you do that. Deep breathing. You want to get in a sense of like, did you get it all? Or is there still like, kind of like, it's like a knotted rope kind of that gets into the base of your skull there. So just imagine, is there more knotted rope? And if so, freeze it, yank it out, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. You can say angels if there are any invasive beings messing with these areas. Can you please recycle them? Deep breath while your angels do that. A little more physical massage. Just ask yourself, well, is everything repaired? Do I still have junk coming through or not? And there could be no longer any foreign stuff coming through, but you still need repair back there, and we'll get to that when we do the back points. Well, yeah, I guess I will do base of skull. Just because you may have some damage there, and so we may as well get it. So base of skull. Well, you can kind of see it right at the top there. There's a row of points at the level of the top of your ear, and there's another row of points at the level at the bottom of your ear. So you can go ahead and repair those. Yeah, that's good enough. But just let them, you know, they're all chakras like this, but they're really small. But you don't want them to be like all crunched in and stuck. You want to get a sense that they're red and flowy and bouncy. If you don't get that sense, just keep repairing them until they become that way again. The midline one up the back, that's governing vessel meridian. There are 3 base of skull points with that one. And then the yellow line right there, there are 2 sets of 2 base of skull points, so 4 total. That yellow line is the urinary bladder meridian. And comb behind those base of skull points in the auras and find like a hard plate of energy or several. And then just say, angels, if there are any invasive beings stuck into these plates of energy, can you please recycle them? And then run gold light through those plates of energy so you can melt away cords from people. And wash your energy out of these plates of energy. They should crumble by now if you've gotten rid of the beings and the people and yourself out of these blocks. They should just crumble. But if you have to blow them up, you can. Or you can lift them out, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, comb behind the base of skull points, like comb through them and behind them. And just melt away stuck energy. Because again, like I've been saying, flow is strength. Stuck hardness is a weakness. It tears much more easily, and it's really easy for people to cord and invasive beings to cord and kind of get their energy through the hard stuck places. So comb through those base of skull points and comb through the auras behind there and just keep melting blocks. Find a big plate of energy that's not yet cleared, and just angels, can you recycle any invasive beings connected to this? And then melt the people out of it that are corded. And just let it dissolve fully or blow it up yourself. More gold light. And you could do some physical massage again of that area. You could do a red grounding straight from the core of the earth up to your base of skull points. And just soak your base of skull points with that earth energy. The outermost base of skull points, those are that blue-green line in the diagram, that's gallbladder meridian. Which zigzags around the side of the head and then it goes down the side of the body. It's very cool. You can unblock those chakras. There are 2 points on each side in the base of skull points that are gallbladder meridian points. So those meridians expand and unblock. Home behind them in your auras. Melt away blocks. All right. So flow zone, we can pop back to that. Oh, I finally found the image that I was trying to pull up. Oh well. Sorry about that. Anyway, flow zone includes the in and around the physical body neck and behind, it's in the physical body aura, just directly behind the base of skull and directly behind the neck. So there are no windows or anything there. It should just be flowing aura layers of your, physical body aura, layer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So just comb through and be aware of any hardness and melt it away. And if you have any hardness, you can have hardness around your neck. Just surround it in gold light enough, melt cords from people away. The angels, if there are any invasive beings in this junk, can you please recycle them? And then it can explode. Once you've gotten, the people out of it by melting the cords, and you've gotten the invasive beings out of it by asking your angels to recycle them, then you should be able to just dissolve it or blow it up. Again, you can comb through your flow zone with gold light and just notice any big chunks of heavy energy, heavy stuck energy, like could be directly behind your neck and the base of your skull. Just big old chunk. But angels, if there are any invasive beings in this, can you have them recycled? Can you recycle them? And then melt cords from people, and then just let the whole thing dissolve. A couple deep breaths. And just a little bit up and down your spine. Just You want unrestricted flow of your life force, your body's energy as well, all the way up and down your spine. Not just upward and not just downward. It should be able to go up and down without any traffic jams. But if you notice there is a traffic jam somewhere, use cold light and melt it away. Couple deep breaths. All right, good job. Woohoo! Okay, so rather than doing the back points immediately, which we will get to, doing all the points in the back of the torso, like from the neck down to the butt. Let's do the chest points. Chest points, chest points, chest points. So, we'll do it by the way of the stomach meridian video. Not good enough. All right. First, actually, I wanted to do something here. We add some. Okay, so thanks for your patience while I was labeling that. So I want to do a couple points on the stomach meridian first, that you can mostly see in this diagram right now. There you go. Now you can see them all. So stomach 1 through 8, you see like the green line there, the sort of forest green line. It starts under the eye, right? That's stomach 1, 2, 3, 4 is like by the corners of the mouth. And then it starts going up the whole line of the jaw all the way up here, which is pretty cool. And all those points along the jaw right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then around the jaw, 5, 6, 7, and then all the way up is the 8th point. And I noticed like there were two people that were especially blocked there. One person actually has a physical injury, well, like a surgery in this area, but another person just was like having problems with their clairvoyance and their vision. Their clairvoyance isn't opening up as much as they would like. And it just seemed like for both of them, it would be good to work that. So I was like, well, let's work it for everybody because, you know, this stuff always helps. It's really cool. So anyway, we'll do stomach 1 through 8, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Near the bottom of the ear, along the chin, along the jawline, and then 8 is all the way up here. So we'll just do that whole, like, you know, imagine like a red river. And of course, there are 2 of them, 1 on each side. We can work them both at the same time. But just, you know, so it's like a nice river. You want it to be flowing. So each of these chakras, just like all chakras, they generate energy, or they should, and they keep the flow going. So you want them unblocked enough so they can keep that flow going and, you know, nourished and strong enough and undamaged enough that they are generating energy too. So, and of course, the first chakra, first point there, stomach 1, right under your eye, that one's kind of extra cool because it's the first chakra. And so it's receiving energy from the meridian before it, which is the large intestine meridian. So like that, the brown line that comes to the cheek and then it goes to the ear, that's the end of the large intestine meridian, and then it kind of goes internally and comes out the stomach meridian point. So from here to here, you know, is internal. So you can kind of unblock that internal route, which is kind of interesting to do. Because that's like an internal river. From the last point of the large intestine meridian by your ear to the first point of the stomach meridian. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this work, can you please recycle them? And again, this is, you know, boldness, right? To the extent that's healthy and gentle for you and your body. But, you know, don't be like passive and naive for no reason, you know, like just clean everybody out. This is yours. It's your body. You want nice bright eyes, right? we can let our vanity motivate us, right? We want nice jawlines, nice good eyes, right? So let your vanity motivate you to clean out these points. So you could just do any part of the stomach meridian 1 through 8 that you want. You know, just keep doing it. Especially, of course, the first point under your eye. And that internal route from the last point of the large intestine meridian by your ear there, that brown zigzag that went into the cheek and then went back to the ear. So that's the end of the large intestine meridian points. And there's an internal route from that to the stomach meridian. And then the stomach meridian continues down in the throat and the clavicle, which we have done many times. And comb through the auras around those points we just did, stomach 1 through 8. And you might, it's likely that you can feel some or imagine some blocks if you can't feel really well, but just imagine some like hard blocks. And just say, angels, can you recycle any beings that are hooked into these blocks? And then go ahead and melt people's cords out of the blocks so that you can just let the blocks explode, or you can blow them up. All right, so good enough for now. You can do more later if you want. As much as you want, as much as is healthy and gentle. Let's see. So I'll let the video continue so we can do chest points. So this is the rest of the stomach meridian, the green line. And it goes down, shows a whole bunch of chest points for us. Yeah, so all that stuff. Move my text out of the way. So chest points, all those dots you see there and the meridians that you see there, right? So we're going to comb through all those to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. But you don't want any hardness in there, you know, within reason, healthy and gentle, but you don't want hardness in there or in the auras in front of any of those points, because that creates a boundary issue. Because the hardness, it's easy for people to cord, and then they can come through the cords deeper into your space. So comb through that chest area, comb through those points, melt blocks with gold light, healthy and gentle intention, and comb through the chest in front of the auras in front of your chest points. And you can do neck at the same time if you want, include neck and chest points. And just find the hard plates of energy. So angels, can you recycle any beings, invasive beings hooked into here? Deep breath and melt cords going into the hard plates of energy from other people. And the blocks should probably explode by now, but otherwise you can explode them yourself or melt them away with gold light. So again, chest points, comb through them and comb in the auras in front of them. Find the hardness and melt it away. There are invasive beings stuck in the hardness. So angels, and a lot of times there are, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings connected to this hardness? Deep breath. And melt cords from people out of these energy blocks in front of your chest points. And just let the blocks explode or melt away with the gold light. They're really not clearing. You can just lift them out, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Lift out the blocked energy, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. You want to feel like, you know, there's nothing heavy sitting on your chest, you know, so just comb through, find the heaviness, surround it in lots of gold light, drag it out. Angels, here you go. Comb through, find the heaviness, surround it in gold light. Angels, here you go. You want to feel like, whoo, you know, your lungs can expand, you know, you could let these muscles stretch a little bit, gentle stretching. Comb through your chest points and your auras in front of there. So like, you know, you could have your copy however you want, but it could be like this and you're combing this way, or like this and you're way, whatever you want. You could do direct too, as long as you get underneath them with your energy hands and outward. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings stuck in these blocks and melt them away? One more time, scoop through your chest points, scoop through the auras in front of there, find the hard plates of energy. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way? Melt cords from people going into these blocks, and let the blocks melt away with the gold light or explode them. All right, good job, good job, good job. So that's chest points. And, you know, you can do it much quicker than that if you want. If you have 1 minute, do the 1 minute version. That's okay. Infinitely better than the 0 minute version. All right, so now my favorite phrase is hot pants or biker shorts. But we can do, let's see if the lung meridian video goes down enough. Let's see. What did I do? That's not the lung meridian. You can't fool me. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry, stomach meridian. Yeah. My angels were yelling at me. It's stomach meridian. We already did that, stomach 1 through 8, and then the chest points we already did. But then lower than that, that's what I want to do now. There we go. So all that. That. There you go. Good enough. Okay, so that would be nudge. Yeah, let's say that's good enough. Okay. So that would be not the chest points, obviously. That would be biker shorts points. Front biker shorts points, really. So all the points you see right there, I would consider front biker shorts points. Okay. So we'll do the same thing as we did with the upper chest points. You comb through the points and through the auras in front of there, and you're melting away to the extent that's healthy and gentle blocks in the meridians, in the points, and in the auras in front of there. And this, again, is one of the main boundaries things that you could do to help boundaries, you know. And if somebody's getting in your space, like the end of a chat last healing, somebody's sister kept jumping in their space. And I said, well, okay, do your stomach meridians, you know, which is shown here. But also, it'd be probably even cooler to do all these points, you know, not just a little higher up, you know, the ones that go straight up and down in your stomach, in your tummy area. But, you know, this way you're doing ones like in the inner hip right there and upper thigh and around near your crotch and stuff. And so then you're really like, wow, you know, if you've done all those and like get good flow there, I mean, that's going to really help if you have someone who's trying to, you know, sit on your lap and micromanage you or get you stuck in fear or something, you know? So anyway, let's do it. So comb through those front biker shorts points and with gold light from your hands and just find the blocks, and to the extent that's healthy and gentle, just melt them away. And then comb through the auras, and you want to find like hard plates of energy that if there are any there, which there probably are, in either your astral body or your physical body aura, find a couple. And then say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings stuck in these plates of energy? And then put cold light through the hard plates of energy to melt cords from people. And then just let the blocks fully melt or explode them yourself. And if any don't clear, just lift them out, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, comb through your front biker shorts points. And I'm kind of in love with working those points like on the sort of like the crease, you know, from your crotch to like the sides of your hip, like that whole crease, all those points there. Like I really dig working those. So just comb through all those front biker shorts points, lift out the junk, get your angels. Angels, here you go. Comb through, angels, here you go. Comb through, angels, here you go. And find some hard plates of energy in the auras in front of there. And say, angels, if there are any invasive beings connected to these blocks, can you please recycle them? And then melt cords from people going into this area. And just keep using gold light, and generally the blocks will just dissolve after a while, or just blow them up yourself. And again, comb through your front biker shorts points and the auras in front of that, and just get rid of the junk. Just surround it in gold light. Give it to your angels. Here you go. Comb out the junk to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. Comb out the junk, surround it in gold light. Angels, here you go. So, and you can do some direct healing, obviously, with your hands. You know, just put your hands in, you know, up against your body, up against your upper thighs, your crotch area, your lower belly, you know, your hips, the front of your hips, and just use gold light. This is something you could do, you know, even if you're watching like your K-dramas on Netflix, for example, or whatever else you watch on Netflix. But just, you know, heal your front biker shorts points as you're doing whatever, you know, just sort of let your hands automatically do it by resting your hands there and letting gold light heal these points. Okay, so that's front biker shorts points. Good job, good job. All right, what a rock star. That might be my favorite part of the healing. Okay. All right, so now we can do the back, which I am also in love with. And today was the release of the 15-minute video working all the back points that we'll be working right now. In addition to, I was sort of having fun with small intestine points early on in the meridian. I believe it was small intestine. I keep mixing up small intestine and large intestine because I'm blaming it on this diagram, because he uses a brown color for both of them. Like one's a brown with slightly red and one's a brown color. So it's like, I finally figured out that's why I keep mixing up small intestine and large intestine meridians. Just because of the color in the videos. But I'll have to get over that. So small intestine, okay, yeah, small intestine meridian. We did a little bit of that work in the video as well. The back meridians 15-minute walkthrough video that just released today, and you can find in the short videos playlist. But anyway, we're not doing that right now. Focus, Janet, focus. So let's see. Oh, I'm so in love with that image. You can just enjoy all the wonderfulness of your back meridians and how fabulous they are, even if your muscles don't look like as good as the guy in the video. That's okay. Your meridians can be just as fabulous as his, even right now. Someday your muscles can be that fabulous. They're not right now. So anyway, comb through your fabulous back meridian points and the auras behind there. And it does include, I just can't fit it all on screen at once in a satisfying way, but the lower points are included, the butt points right there. all those points you see right there, that's included in the back points. Okay. So comb through those too. So comb through all your back points, all the ones you see right now, plus the butt points I just showed. And comb through there, gold light. Your intention is you want to melt everything that's healthy and gentle, melt right now. And then comb through your auras behind all those points and find hard plates of energy, just energy blocks, and just use lots of gold light. You say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in these blocks? Or connected to these blocks? And then run gold light through them, melt cords from people going into these blocks. And just let the blocks explode, or you do it yourself, explode them. If any aren't clearing, you can just lift them out. Come to your angels. Angels, here you go. So comb through all those fabulous back meridian points that you have, including that shoulder zigzag that I'm in love with up there. Zig, 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 zig. So fabulous. Comb through it. Comb your auras behind there. And just find the hard stuff and say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings cording this junk? And then uncord people from those hard deposits in your auras. And just let the hard blocks melt away or explode them yourself. Lots of gold light. All the way down to your butt points. Go ahead and show them again. Love, love, love. So that's your urinary bladder meridian and the governing vessel meridian. The governing vessel GV1, that's the one going up the midline, starts in the crotch, manages all your yang meridians. How cool is that? Hooks around your head to the roof of your mouth. But then the urinary bladder meridian, that's the one with the 4 branches right there with all those fabulous butt chakras. They're not officially called butt chakras. I mean, they are for me, but your acupuncturists might not know what you're referring to when you say butt chakras. But it wouldn't be that hard for them to figure out what you mean. I would hope. Unless they're just too horrified at your terminology. So much love to the butt chakras, and comb through them and comb through your auras just behind your butt chakras all the way back. And you're looking for hard plates of energy. Then angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into here? And then melt away people from the hard plates of energy. And just let them explode, or you explode them. Yay. So one last moment of that. Let's do the shoulder zigzag, especially that small intestine meridian as it goes up, and it does all those cool zigzags from the back of the armpit all the way up to the neck. Comb through the shoulder zigzag area, unblock it. Comb through it, comb through the auras behind it. Find the hard plates of energy. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings stuck in this area? And melt away cords from people going into the hard blocks. And then let the blocks fully melt or blow them up yourself. Couple deep breaths. All right, you're such a rock star. That was, oops, that was not the biker shorts area. That was, let's celebrate that all over again. Okay, there you go. So congratulations, you just did all your back points from the bottom of your neck all the way down, including your butt points. Great job. All right. Okay. So clearing gender baggage. I already explained this in the intro, so feel free to go back to that if you wish later when it's time-stamped, when it's its own little chapter. Before the healing, just when I was talking about stuff. But let's just do it. So you could make a bunch of piles out in front of you, and on one side put any baggage that you have from your male lifetimes when you chose to be a male, you were male genetically, whatever. Just all the male baggage, lifetime baggage. For example, like, you know, if you were around people that thought that men were evil and you got a lot of their energy in your space, all that judgment. So that could be male gender baggage. If you were around people in your female lifetimes or in somebody else's female lifetime where they were like, well, women are not trustworthy or women are stupid or whatever, you know, so that could be female gender baggage. You know, whatever. So just don't overthink it, but just pile out in front of you. Like, it's kind of like, okay, what's shitty about being a man or what's shitty about being a woman? Potentially, you know, that you have, not that other people think, but it's literally still in your space. Maybe you didn't think it, but you got stuck on it because somebody dumped it in your space, whatever, right? So yucky baggage about adult female life, yucky baggage about adult male life. Just make piles and you can kind of notice, I have a lot more baggage about yucky male lives than I do about yucky female lives, or vice versa, or maybe it's equal, right? And just big red earth energy from the core of the earth. Soak your piles of your gender baggage, male and female. And I put etc. in case you want to clear like lifetimes where, you know, maybe there was a lot of judgment around androgynous people or people that were, you know, did very you went against the stereotypes, you know, so like rule breaker stuff. If there's a lot of judgment in your space about people who break gender rules, gender expectations of society, you know, so you could have an extra pile for the rule breaking baggage, gender rule breaking baggage, right? So male baggage, female baggage, gender rule breaking baggage. And just bring up red earth energy, soak all your piles, use gold light, wash everybody out of your piles, melt cords going into your piles. And then just blow them up in glorious fireworks if you want, or set them on fire with gold light, gold fire. Just let them melt, whatever works for you. But you want to destroy all this baggage. You could say too, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? They'll probably say, oh yeah. But you know, maybe they'll take off a couple if you overdid it. So that's a nice thing to ask. But then, you know, just go ahead, blow it all up or melt it away. If you have any left over, you can give to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? Okay, so we'll do that one more time. And then we'll do some flower healing on this same topic. So put out in front of you any leftover baggage that you still have in your space that is healthy and gentle to clear right now. About, you know, what could be shitty if you're like having a male lifetime, or yeah, you know, just any baggage about men or, you know, whatever, what men do, how they are, how they think, whatever, right? And then baggage about female lifetimes and, you know, whatever junk you have in your space about female lifetimes, like maybe other people's rules or judgments about females, whatever, or your own judgments or rules about females. Put that baggage out in front of you. And then also any like gender rule breaking kind of lifetime baggage, put that out in front of you too. And just say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? And then you can go ahead, use gold light, melt people's cords going into your baggage. And then melt yourself out, melt everybody else out of the baggage, and just set it on fire with gold light or blow it up. Melt it away fully. You don't want like leftover baggage to be influencing your experience and your decisions and your choices. So just let all that go. And if there's any left over, just wrap it up in gold light, give it to your angels. Say, angels, can you help me with this? Okay, what else? Oh yeah, flower healing for gender stuff. So maybe you need to be nourished with the flower healing so that you have a more evolved perspective about men, about women, about gender choices, actions that may not fit societal rules, whatever, so that you can just be free and have your free will, right? So give yourself flower healing to support your freedom and your involvement on this topic, right? So lots of make energy healing flowers, as many as you need, and have them be created out of universal healing energy. So they're gold and or rainbow colors, and it's a healing supportive vibration for you, your choices, your freedoms. And say, angels, can you check my flowers? That way your angels will tune them a little bit extra to help you, and then give them to yourself. Deep breaths, and we'll do that one more time. So make energy healing flowers to help nourish you, help support you, so you can have just, non-judgmental free will about gender stuff. And say, angels, can you check my flowers? And give that to yourself. All right, good job, good job, good job. We could do some confetti to celebrate that. Woohoo! So that was clearing gender baggage about male lifetimes, female lifetimes, about lifetimes when you just didn't give a hoot and you just did whatever you wanted and people judged you, maybe. Whatever. Any gender stuff. We did clearing baggage about it and also nourishing with flower healing. Okay, so we'll do some conflict resolution flowers, angel assisted, to prepare for doing the BBB again, the belly button boundaries technique again. So just for angel assisted conflict resolution flowers, they can be used for anybody that you want better relationships with on any level. But specifically, definitely do them for invasive people that are invasive and they mean well, or invasive and they just have aggressive tendencies, whatever. So all your invasive people, just imagine images of them out in front of you over to one side, and you're not doing anything to them. It's just to kind of remind you about who they all are. And you don't have to know consciously who they are. Just make a big lineup of your backlash people and or any invasive people. Backlash people tend to, throw energy when you're growing and changing, but whatever. So imagine all your potentially invasive people, and you want to make energy healing flowers for them, but you're going to give them directly to the angels, not to those people. So make energy healing flowers out of universal healing energy, gold, light, and or rainbow colors, and then tune them to a vibration that would actually help those people, because the more centered they are, the less invasive they are. So make energy healing flowers that will eventually be for them, and then you can put some messages in there, and try to be compassionate, try to be empathetic, and say, well, I'm sorry that your life is challenging. I hope you have a good year. I hope you're well. And your angels, you have angels. Your angels can help and guide you every day if you wish. And karma is real, so it's in your best interest to respect yourself and heal yourself, but also to respect other people's boundaries that directly benefits you in a really big way, because karma is real. And so then just, improv. You don't have to do exactly the way I did it. And just give those flowers to your angels and say, angels, can you double check these flowers and only deliver them if they'll help the situation with those people. So then your angels will edit them for you and adjust them a little bit. And then if they'll help, they'll deliver them to those people. And you can just imagine, did half the people get the flowers? Did they all get the flowers? Don't freak out about it, but it's interesting sometimes to notice. All right, so good enough. So now we'll do the next thing. Okay, so belly button boundaries, BBB. So way easier than it is. It's easy to do, basically. You have a belly button, whether it's an innie or an outie, it's still there. The reason it's there is because there used to be an umbilical cord when you were in the womb, and your body was getting nourishment from your genetic mother as you were growing in the womb. And so that's fine. But there could still be an energetic remnant of that umbilical cord just behind the belly button. And that confuses your body. And if someone cords that energetic remnant of your umbilical cord, your body can kind of be like, oh, okay, mom, what? So like anybody who cords that, including your mom, but it could be an ex-boyfriend or, a sibling or a bossy sibling. If they cord that energetic remnant of the umbilical cord, it's like a pass key into your physical body's energy system. So it makes your body much more way too cooperative to invasive people and beings. So what you could do is just use lots of gold light and melt away any energetic remnants of an umbilical cord, behind the belly button and around it. And then also just heal this whole area, because there should be like a red, flowy force field just under your skin that your body has everywhere. But in injured areas, including around your umbilical cord area, because that could be just an energy injury. When people keep cording there and running their energy through, it kind of burns out the vitality there. So then it's all blackened rather than like red flowiness, right? So first step, we'll just use gold light, melt the remnants of the umbilical cord behind there. And then we'll just use gold light through the belly button and all around there, so that we get the red flowy force field to be continuous all through this area. So like your body kind of reclaims this area. Okay. So imagine your belly button. Say hi to your belly button. Melt cords going into your belly button from anybody. If there are any invasive beings, just say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are anywhere near my belly button? And then just imagine behind your belly button, it can look like a little tube. Somebody said tub in their survey, and I was like so confused, but like people leave off letters and they don't double check what they write in the surveys a lot of times. So they said the tub behind the belly button. I was like, uh-oh, did I misspeak? Like, why are they thinking there's a tub there? But now I realize they meant tube. So yeah, so if there's a little energetic remnant that looks like a tube behind your belly button, just melt that away with gold light. And if you need to, run gold light through your whole body, especially the red force field, like right beneath your skin everywhere, just to comfort your body, because this is a shift to do this, the belly button boundaries technique. So just reassure your body, be like, hey, it's okay. This is for wellness. It's good. You can remind your body how old you are and that it's not necessary to have an energetic remnants of an umbilical cord anymore. Be like, hey, okay, ever since I was born, I didn't need that there. So, because even with like a 2-year-old kid, they connect to their parents when they're out of the womb. They connect at the first chakra. They don't need to connect at the belly button. So just keep healing and unblock. You can unblock in front of that belly button area in your auras, especially your, well, both astral and physical, right in front of the belly button area. Just unblock those auras there. There may be a little bit of a buildup just from people having corded there. Similar to like how it's possible to get a buildup back here in your flow zone. So you may have a buildup right in front of your belly button in your auras. Melt that away. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in this area, could you please recycle them? I'll melt cords from people going into the hardness and melt the hardness. I totally felt that. And just a reminder, if you don't feel, you're getting this healing from me, but you don't feel it right away, like some people do, clearly, from the chat comments, like, oh, some people feel it right away. If you don't, that's okay. Plenty of people just feel it the next day as like an indirect result, like they'll be more productive or more focused, or, they'll be able to not get as upset about something, or whatever. So, but, if you do keep getting more and more and more present, you may actually feel the clearing in the moment, which is very fun. Anyway, so you may have a big stuck bunch of energy right in front of your belly button area, like this whole area right here, right around the whole area, including right in front of the belly button, of course, but like right around it too. And so just check your auras right around your belly button area and scoop out any hardness. And say, angels, if there are any invasive beings connected to this, can you please recycle them? And then melt cords going into that hardness from other people. And then just let that melt away. Or blow it up. One time, I went back a few times actually. There was this practitioner many years ago. We only went to a few times because she did, it was called Tuina. It is called Tuina. I guess it's a Chinese form of acupressure. But she kept focusing on like stomach meridian type points around there. And she was probably trying to clear some of what we are clearing right now, but she did it in the most physically painful way possible. It was just ridiculous. I can't believe I went back for a second treatment even, or a third. But she would like, I don't know if she used her like knuckle or something, but she would just like find stuck energy in one of the little acupuncture chakras, and she would like fucking sit on it, and get deeper and deeper with it, and it really hurt. And she was like, oh, you're releasing energy. But the thing is, if it hurts so bad that you're in resistance, that's really counterproductive, in my opinion. As a practitioner and as a victim. So this is a more painless route. Just, comb through your tummy meridians, but especially in and around your belly button area, and just find the hardness in the auras right in front of there. And say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings cording these blocks? And then melt the people out of the blocks, melt the cords from people into the blocks. And just let the blocks explode, or you explode them yourself. And if any are not clearing, just wrap them in gold light, drag them out. Angels, here you go. A couple deep breaths. All right, you are a rock star. Rah, strong belly. Belly button boundaries. my gosh, so corny. Yay for belly button boundaries. Woohoo! Oh my gosh. Alrighty. Strong belly. Woohoo! All right, this may be the last thing we do before wrap up. We'll see. But okay, heal far off parts of you. Easy to do, helpful. So a lot of you is here, you know, you're paying attention, you can see the video or the live stream, you know, a lot of you is here, right? But a lot of you is not here. Most likely. I mean, there's a part of you that's never here in and around your body, and I call that part your astral body. And that's, you know, it looks like your astral body, but it's a part of you that is always on the astral, even when you're awake, even if you're fully present. That's your astral body. So that part of you is not here in and around your physical body. But then there's parts of you, which I call far off parts of you, that just like, we're like, I'm out of here. And just they're hiding in a past life or, you know, some astral level. And those far off parts of you, it's not because they were having a good time in the lifetime and they decided to not experience it. It's because they weren't having a good time. You were not having a good time. And so parts of you just checked out and were like, no, I'm not doing this. And, you know, and the problem with that is you can't really check out of your life if your life is still going on. You know, a big part of you is still experiencing your life. And so it's to your own detriment to like divide yourself that significantly, you know, and then you become the part of you that's in and around your body has an even worse time because there's, you know, you have less strength, less, you know, you're not firing on all cylinders because half of you is over there far away. Right? So let's do it. Let's clear far off parts of you. Okay, let's do it. Right? So you write that down too. Okay, so just imagine the part of you that's in and around your body. And then imagine the far off parts of you that were like later. And just, you don't want to force them to come back, you know, because they could be, you know, they could be freaked out, you know, and resistant and whatever, and or avoidant. And so you don't want to force anything. Just be nice to those far off parts of you. Say hi, say comforting things, loving messages. You're like, okay, it's all right. Just use gold light from your hands, right? And just comb through those parts of you. Okay, it's all right. Just be comforting. Be gentle. Okay. Comb through these parts of you. You can imagine them like little miniature yous far away. Little different parts of you. Lots of gold light. You'd be like, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not forcing you. I'm not judging you. It's okay. I get it. You know, but usually as you heal these parts of you, then they get unstuck and they realize like, oh yeah, I do want to come back, you know, because they kind of clear whatever they were stuck on. And so they're not stuck in fear anymore. They're not stuck in avoidance anymore. And you can say too, angels, can you help me heal these parts of me? Just take a few deep breaths. So most likely at least half of those parts of you are coming back now, which is good. And maybe more than that. So you could make energy healing flowers for the far off parts of you, and they could be angel assisted, right? So make energy healing flowers for those far off parts of you. Make them out of universal healing energy, so gold light and or rainbow colors, and just tune them with your intuition, tune them to whatever healing that those far off parts of you need. And then give these flowers not to those far off parts of you. We're going to be extra gentle and give them to the angels. So angels, these are for those far off parts of me. Can you edit them and then only deliver them if they'll help? Then you can watch and see how many far off parts of you got the flowers from your angels. And then watch if some of those parts of you are coming back now because of that. So basically, it'll be like there's a part of you, and then it kind of just pixelates and turns back into your energy. And I mean, it was your energy, but it turns back into like healthy energy, and then you get it back. All right, good job. So let's just unblock your grounding and run gold light through your whole space, up and down your spine, all your major chakras. Kind of rebalance after getting some of that energy back. And that energy is now whole and healthy. So it's not like you got back a bunch of drama. You just have more confidence, hopefully more boldness, more ability to nurture yourself. So a nice balance of yin yang energy for yourself, and comb through your groundings. You can change the color if you want, make them red or orange or yellow, both the same color. Nice and wide as all your auras, and wide all the way down to the core of the earth. Comb through copies of your groundings, melt away any baggage. You want really strong downward flow through your grounding. All right, comb through your auras again. Comb through your auras above your head and above the top of your auras too. Comb through there. You don't want any blocks. Sometimes it looks like a big heavy refrigerator sitting above the top of your aura. So just melt all those energy blocks away above the top of your aura, and also in your auras above your head. You can comb through even above your shoulders too, because sometimes you bring in new energy this way, but sometimes you bring it in straight through your shoulders. So comb through your auras above your shoulder, away heaviness above your shoulder. All right, good job. Woo, 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 good job. So that was healing far off parts of you, and then a little extra unblocking so that those parts of you can come in more gently. All right, what a rock star. Woohoo. Woohoo. All right, good job, good job. Okay, so now we'll do wrap up, including clearing rad blocks, resistance, avoidance, and denial blocks, and including global pain blocks that you have in your space, like energy blocks that are too similar to everybody else on the globe. So by clearing them, clearing your blocks that are too similar, then you're unmatching global pain, which is a good idea. Feels better. Alrighty, so let's do it. So comb through, have a copy of everything out in front of you, all your auras, your astral body and your physical body are inside there, and then both your groundings, and run gold light through all of that. Wash everybody out. This is a time for boldness in your clearing. Just clear them all out. Melt cords going to everybody, including all your backlash people. Just melt cords between you and them. Don't send them gold light. Just melt cords that go to them with gold light. Melt the baggage those people are hooking into, if there is any. And rad blocks resistance, avoidance, and denial. So just put any baggage out in front of you that is causing you to be in resistance, avoidance, and denial, or stuff that you're just really avoiding, right? Stuff that you resist. Maybe it's like your dad dumped a to-do list into your space 10 years ago and you're still resisting it in your space subconsciously, right? So anything that you resist, you're avoiding, you're in denial about, just put it out in giant piles out in front of you. Say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? That way they'll edit it if it's a little too much. And then you can blow all that up, all your rad blocks, or melt them away with cold light. They're not melting well. You just melt cords going into the piles from other people. Wash everybody's energy out. You can blow them up. Any left over, just give it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with these? One more time, put any rad blocks out in front of you, anything you're resisting, avoiding, and denial about. Say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? And anything left? Yes, it is. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this junk, can you please recycle them? And then melt cords going into the piles from other people or from yourself. And then melt the pile or piles. And if there's any left over, give it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? All right. So then unmatched global pain is easier than it sounds. So you just put copies out in front of you of all your junk that is a little too similar, your baggage that's a little too similar to what everyone else on the planet is stuck on, or most people on the planet are stuck on. And that would be called global pain, right? But it's your baggage. It just happens to be way too similar to what everyone else is stuck on. So that's the stuff you want to clear. So just melt it with cold light so that you are unmatching global pain. Because if you match it, what everyone else is stuck on, it's like there's this communal sort of agony that you're matching, and it sucks. Doesn't help anybody. You can be compassionate without suffering yourself. All right, so one more time, put copies out in front of you. Any pain that you have, any blocks you have, any garbage you have in your space that is too similar to what everybody else is stuck on the planet, and just melt it away. Melt cords going into it. And melt that baggage. Any of it's left over. You could say, angels, if there are any invasive beings connected to this junk, can you please recycle them? If there's any left over, just wrap it up in gold light. Give it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with that? So the last one we'll do is STEBs, stubborn triggered energy blocks. So just put out in front of you any energy blocks that are still triggered and stuck that are annoying you on any level. Pile all those stubborn triggered energy blocks out in front of you. The angels, is it okay to clear all these right now? And then go ahead and surround them in gold light and melt them away. Melt any cords from other people going into them. You can blow them up too. One more time, put out in front of you any stubborn triggered energy blocks. Bring up red earth energy, soak them in that. Use cold light, melt cords going into them. And melt the blocks or blow them up. All right, final comb through of your auras. You can redo your gold buffer zones again. Run gold light through all your auras, through your physical body, your astral body, your groundings. Strong downward flow. When in doubt, in the next few days, unblock your grounding. There's a 5-minute walkthrough of that if you for walkthroughs. Although if you can get used to doing it by yourself without the video, you could do like the 20-second version. So unblock your grounding. All right. And you can just ask your angels to help you wrap up. Angels, can you please help me wrap up this healing? Angels, can you please give me a healing and help me with my courage, boldness, intuition, and self-nurturing? All righty. Woohoo, that's a healing. You're amazing. Woohoo, great job. Woohoo. All right. So now we'll do chat comments, and I will try to be efficient and quick as I go through them. But if there's no time to finish all of them, then just if you want me to still do yours, but I didn't get to it, repost it under the video once this live stream is a video. And I will post a reply to your video comment when I have time. All right. If you have comments about how you're doing after the healing or any follow-up about the theme, any follow-up questions about anything I said today. Let's see. I'm looking for comments I missed. Oh, okay. Someone was referring to, because I did a little section before the healing started. A little discussion section about self-care during winter. And that, you could take a few minutes or a minute if you only have a minute and just think to yourself, okay, what do I need to do to help my self-care, to help my body get through winter as healthy as possible, to help me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to, experience winter in as well as possible, as happy as possible. All right. So along those lines, they said, I use 2 big SAD lights every day and take a ton of vitamin D. Yeah, you can take vitamin D supplements and SAD, seasonal affect disorder lights. So light therapy lights, which I use a light therapy light too. I have one right now hitting on me as my, yeah, I'll show it here. See that? As one of my lights for the live stream. Figure 2 things at one time. I'm getting my light therapy and I'm lighting myself for the video. But yes, I do recommend anyone wants to, trick your brain into thinking that you've been out in the sun. It does work. But I put them on for hours in a day. I'll just have them shining on the side of my face as I'm working or doing whatever I'm doing. Okay, hi from Chicago. Hello to you. Someone says, love your pink flowers. Yes, yes, yes. So I got flowers yesterday at Trader Joe's, and this is I put them into like a couple bouquets around the house. So this is one of them. I specifically got them for the live stream. Although, that would be good self-care even if I wasn't live streaming would be to have them, right? I didn't get them only for the live stream, but that was a big motivation. All right. So someone says, I'm dozing off already and you were only at aura repair. So if I don't thank you at the end, that is why. Yes. Yeah, I actually saw that right when you posted it. And I worked into the healing a little bit of like clearing avoidance blocks that you're avoiding. Because I think it was like chakra repair or something that we were working. And so there was some stuff that you were avoiding, and so it was making you kind of want to pass out. So maybe what you could do, I mean, sometimes, you know, it's not bad to sleep through the healing because it's a video. So, you know, and sometimes, you know, your angels do keep healing you as you're sleeping during the healing, and I'm still healing you. So it can be very effective anyway, even if you sleep. But if you want, keep clearing those rad blocks, you know, like we did in the end, or but you could freestyle it. You've done it a million times, I'm sure. Well, maybe you haven't. But yeah, clearing rad blocks could be good homework if you want. Someone says thank you. You're welcome. Someone says, hey, Janet, 28 Fahrenheit and cloudy in Chicago. So yes, below freezing, even though it's right now it's like 5:39 here. You know, the funniest thing is out in the PNW here, where I am, the warmest part of the day is usually like at 4 or 5 o'clock. I don't know if that's true in the winter, but in the summer it is. Like it keeps getting warmer until like 5 p.m. or something, and then it gets cooler. I think in Chicago, I don't remember that it would get hotter until then. It seems like in Chicago it would only get hotter till like 2 or 3 o'clock, and then it would start to cool off. Anyway. Hope you're staying warm. Someone says, thank you. I appreciate your detailed explanation. Oh, good. I don't know which detailed explanation that was, but I'm glad. I used to do way too much detailed explanations, but I think I've gotten to a happy medium on that. Knock on wood. Someone says, I really appreciate these images, and I love how those little white stars travel through the meridians. Oh, yeah. Those meridian videos, yeah, for sure. I didn't make those videos, but I did make a playlist where I ordered them myself, because the guy who made the videos, he ordered them in a different order. That I don't know why he did that. Maybe there could be a reason why he did it. Maybe he bunched all the yin meridians together and then all the yang meridians together. I didn't really look to why he did it the way he did it, but my playlist of his 12 meridian videos is in the order of flow. So it's easy to remember, oh, okay, well, the stomach meridian video is, let's see if I can get it right. The stomach meridian video is after the large intestine meridian because that's the order of flow. I think. Now let me double check. Yes, large. I got it right. Woo! I hate when I say it wrong in the video because then it's like, I don't want to misinform people. Anyway, yeah, that 12 meridian playlist is very cool. I did link it in the chat. It was like my first comment that I posted before the live stream started. And I'll link it in the comment section as well, that 12 meridian playlist, along with the short video playlist. That's also, I linked it in the chat right at the start. Yeah, it's a huge resource as an energy healer, that set of videos. It's amazing. It says, thank you for the healing, Janet. How did, and you mentioned a couple of people that got healings because you purchased them. Let me look. So, your daughter's boyfriend did well. He likes, what did he like the most? He liked the chest unblocking best. He had especially a lot of blocks there. So that was his favorite by far. He's good with, I mean, everybody that you paid for, they all did well. It was easy for them. The coworker one, I don't know if you listed her in your, yeah, you didn't list her, but the coworker that you didn't list, I was watching her extra just to make sure she would, because I can kind of intuitively tell before the healings even start if there's anybody that I maybe have to pay extra attention to. So I was like a little bit paying extra attention to her to make sure she was kind of following along and stuff. And she did well. Her angels are happy about it. They like, especially the unblocking, like above her head and above her shoulders. And, we did that a couple times. And above your shoulders, we did that once. But they like that the best for her. And the, What's that? Oh, clearing the gender baggage. That's interesting. So yeah, they all did great. The people that you mentioned, I mean, they do fine every time. The one, the sort of like the in-law that you mentioned, she doesn't like me focusing on her right now. She's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. But she liked the back meridians the best. And the other one you mentioned, the one who's like a friend, the gender baggage, she liked that the most. Clearing gender related baggage, she liked that the most. She's like, I never thought of that. Okay. Thanks for the emojis. Someone says, hi, Janet. Thanks for the healing. I've been trying to manifest a job for a while, but it's taking a long time. Any tips? Currently unemployed. Thanks. Yeah, I would wash your mom out of that space. She and all of those boundary areas that we talked about and we worked in this healing, like, okay, so for the back boundaries, good karma windows, all the back points, and for the front boundaries, you know, the extended sinus mask, the chest points, and the front biker shorts points. You're pretty good these days with the back stuff, good karma window points, good karma windows, and the, you know, base of skull points and the back points. You're pretty good there. But the front, like the sinus points, you know, extended sinus mask, and then the chest points and the front biker shorts points, I would say that's where your mom gets in more, is right in the front. So I would just work that stuff that we did today. Chest points, front biker shorts points, extended sinus mask. I don't think we actually did today, but we did it 2 days ago, so she's not really in your sinus as much. So it's more chest points and then front biker shorts points. It's like you know, like I don't know, in the US when they teach driving, they'll have these special cars where like the teacher can sit in the front next to the driver, right? So you have the driver, right? And they have, of course, a steering wheel and a brake pedal. But then there's like a special steering wheel and brake pedal like right next to that driver for the teacher, you know, because they're like just learning to drive and nobody wants to die, you know? Right? So there's like a driver's ed teacher spot, you know, and it's like she's putting that driver's ed teacher spot right in your car in the front seat, like next to your seat. And so I don't know, you could either get rid of the car metaphor entirely, wash it out of your job search and your space, or you could just clear her out of your car. So it's only a car for you. It could be because, I mean, I think it's just in general. I was looking to see, well, maybe she just wants you to stay geographically near her. But I think it's just more than that. It's just all her fears and stuff. She means well, you know. But anyway, I would just, long story short, clear your mom out of your job search space. Because I don't think astrally you are as unrestricted as you need to be. Because everything, like the big stuff, happens on the astral first. So in other words, applying for jobs, talking to your angels about different jobs, taking astral classes so that you're ready for, you know, to shift your energy enough for a new job, you know, all that stuff that happens in your sleep on the astral. And I think you are too limited because your mom's in your space about it. So it's like 2/3 of the work that you could be doing in your sleep, you're not doing because she's in your space. So I'm curious, how has your sleep been? Because usually if that's occurring, like the person hasn't had great sleep lately either. But I suppose it's possible that your body is still sleeping well. But I'd be curious about that. You can put that in your survey if you want. Remind me what we were talking about in this chat, and just say, well, the job search and on the astral, blah, 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 and let me know, and that your mom is limiting you a lot in your job search, and then let me know how you've been sleeping. I'm trying to see if there's a simpler way rather than, working your chest points and your front biker shorts points. But I don't think there is. I think that would be the simplest thing. So I hope that helps. And please keep me posted on that because, once you get rid of that, there could be something else. And, so keep mentioning that in surveys, just there's plenty of spaces where you can say stuff, right? So just say, regarding my job search, this is where I'm at. This is what you told me to work on, just put it in the survey or put it underneath a video. Actually, that might be slightly better if you post it under a video, because under a video, then, I'll see it when I'm like in a headspace where I want to reply. Because sometimes in surveys, it's a very inward process I have, like figuring out what to plan for the next healing and studying everybody at once. So it's not always a headspace where I'm going to be like, oh, I'll email her about that. It's usually not, so, but if you put it in a video comment, then I only check video comments when I'm in the headspace to reply to somebody, and then, so I'm more likely to post a reply if it's a video comment. Hope that makes sense. So yeah, for now, work front chest points and front biker shorts points to get your mom out of your job space. Job hunting space. Someone says, thank you for the healing, Janet. All of the parts felt awesome, though I feel a little scattered. How have I been doing with sleep stuff? I have the worst time going to bed and playing on my phone. Yeah, that sounds like inner child stuff, even the way you say it, playing on my phone. So you can look for walled off parts of you that are stuck in a sort of rebellious, avoidant inner child space. Because the walled off parts of you, they're the more likely parts that you have walled off, they're more likely to be not on the same page with you as far as like, okay, hello, my body can only thrive on so many hours of sleep and I can't mentally function tomorrow if I don't have sleep. But this walled off party will be like Netflix or, whatever, just one more hour, so if like your actions really are disjointed with your conscious goals, then search for the walled off parts of you that are, just imagine like denial avoidance walls that you put up subconsciously or consciously, and then the little mini yous that are like fueling that behavior, and just give those mini yous a healing, just like we did with the far off parts. But yeah, that's what that is. Feeling scattered now. Yeah, that's because a lot of new energy is trying to come in, and there's a little bit too many blocks that whole above your head, above the top of your aura, that too, yeah, above the top of your aura, above your head, and above your shoulders. Unblock all that more, because it's like the new energy tries to come in, but then it like hits all the blocks. So it's like, whoa. You can have your angels uncord any invasive beings that are hooked up to those blocks. That could be why they didn't clear when I did it in the healing. So just comb through the blocks and be like, okay, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this junk, can you please recycle them? And then, uncord people from the blocks, and then go ahead and, blow up the blocks. I hope that makes sense. Someone says, thank you, Janet. Did we heal sleep slide today? No, we did not. Is my slide above my head, above the creative rings? You mentioned your mother. She said her hands are better. She likes being warm in Florida. Oh, that's nice. So the question is Florida, did the healings help her hands as well as Florida? Yeah, probably both helped. We have been healing the hands more. To your question about the location of the sleep slide, your angels say sort of. It's like they don't really, they like you just imagining it out in front of you so you get a better view of it. So yeah, they want you to imagine like a big copy of it out in front of you so you can see detail. Like, are there gates in the way? Is there, does it have a gold protective force field around it? Is it, weird and cloudy inside the slide? That kind of thing. Just make a real big copy out in front of you and comb through it and, There are some gates there you could melt. Like white ones. Your sister is courting your sleep slide, so I think that's why the gates are there. It's like her energy just has to go somewhere, so it forms these gates. So just wash your sister out of your sleep slide. And then, ask your angels to recycle any invasive beings that are affecting your sleep slide. I think too, there are some STEBs that aren't clearing, that are kind of wiring your first layer a little bit on your right side, the front right side of your first layer. There are some, so you could look for big, larger energy blocks in your front right side that just keep wiring your body because people court them and invasive beings court them. So unblock more your first layer, front right side, so your body can rest more deeply and hopefully fall asleep and stay asleep. Someone says, oh my gosh, the pain, but I love you tell that your story with laughter. I'm not sure what you were referring to. Oh my God, the pain, but I love you tell the story with laughter. Well, I'm glad you like it, but I'm not sure which you're talking about. Maybe the global pain, unmatched global pain? I'm not sure. But yes, I do try to take a lighter perspective on things. It helps to, if you put your attention in the 6th and the 7th chakra, then you're not in the pain that you're talking about. So it's easier. And, be in all your chakras, but then extra in 6th and 7th, as opposed to being mostly in your 4th. If you're mostly in your 4th, then you're like feeling everything as much as possible. And it's like very lovey-dovey and it can be very ducky-wucky. All right, rock belly. Woo-woo. Well, flow belly. I guess rock the belly as in rock and roll, rock star, but not rock hard. Well, unless, muscularly maybe, but the flow. You want the flow. Someone says, thank you so much. I feel okay, but awkwardly startled. Awkwardly startled. There's a phrase. I like that phrase. My hubby has been in a bad mood during the healing, but it didn't really bother me as much as it usually does. I did not heal him, which but some people don't know because some people do pay for their spouses to get healings. I didn't notice how uncomfortable I am with being a girl, though. Being feminine has always felt uncomfortable. I feel more in control with myself when I dress baggy tomboyish. How did I do there? Thank you. Yeah, so again, it's like it's hopefully clear, but just a little teeny extra. So I'm not saying that you're stuck if you want to be a tomboy, but you are genetically female, or you see what I'm saying? Like, you can be whatever you want to be. But we're just clearing baggage in the way that could be affecting your perceptions and your decisions and your choices. Because then life is just more liberating and fun. So the question, I guess, is, is there a lot of baggage in the way causing you to want to be more tomboyish? Yes, there is. Did you clear some of it today? Yes, definitely. Maybe 20% of it. You could definitely keep doing that one chapter, and that could help you like lighten up. Like it could just help your mood. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a good thing that you can keep doing if you want. But yeah. Yeah, and it's like I tend to mention gender very sort of casually, when I say, oh, male life, a female life, I'm referring to, the genetics, biological stuff from the get-go. But of course, people can choose to have, identify with the gender that's, not the one that the biology started them with, which is fine. I'm not like, and I'm personally very, I'll do whatever I want. I mean, I identify as female, but I wear pants constantly. I haven't worn makeup in 3 decades, although I may start wearing just lipstick. That might be fun. But I mean, I just, everyone can do what they want, of course. But it's nice to clear junk out of the way about it. But yeah, so you did well. Your angels really, that's their favorite part of the healing for you, is actually the gender baggage, clearing gender baggage, and the healing flowers for that whole thing, for the gender stuff. I like both those. Someone says, thanks for the healing. I'm really still angry at, and you mentioned your spouse. I'm just smiling because you and I talked about that. Well, he's courting some of your baggage, so that's very uncomfortable. So I think that's why you haven't just kind of moved on. I mean, you can still think that someone did something really incorrect, but like the tends to be because they're courting something very internal, and that's very uncomfortable. So in this case, that's what's going on, so just, imagine all the energy blocks that your spouse is courting, and, melt the cords and then melt the baggage, and keep doing that. You get, oh, so funny. You can also heal the parts of you that are like screaming at him telepathically. So like the quickest way to do that is just put your hands on your throat chakra and just like calm down, just heal your throat chakra. It's not like it's wrong to be angry, of course, but if you're screaming at somebody telepathically in like a really strong way like that, it's gonna imbalance them most likely, and then they're going to be more invasive than they would otherwise be. So it's like you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot over and over and over again. So yeah, so So it's a walled off part of you. So you may be surprised to know that there's a part of you screaming at him right now. But just okay. So imagine the avoidance and denial wall. Everyone has these. Don't be ashamed. Most people have them. So imagine an avoidance denial wall, and then a part of you on the other side of that wall that is screaming telepathically at your husband. And then heal that part of you and just be like, okay, I get it. But we need to save our energy. We need to stop, spinning our wheels on this. I have a life. Yeah. Just get that part of you to transition out of that. Because then it'll work, when you actually melt the cords, and then maybe do some conflict resolution flowers, give them to your angels so they give them to him. Then you could actually just, feel normal again, hopefully. So yeah. Yeah, so heal the walled off parts of you that are screaming, the screamer parts of you. Someone says, beautiful belly button beings. Beautifying beauty, beauteous. Yeah, so hopefully you do not have belly button beings. If you do, get them recycled. Someone says, hi, Jenna. Thank you for the healing. You're welcome. I am feeling much better and less blocked up today. Are there any insights I can benefit from hearing? Well, sure. It's a little vague, though. Favorite part of the healing that your angels pick that they want you to repeat is front biker shorts points. Front biker shorts points. That's their favorite part for you by far, they say. Behind that, clear gender baggage. They like that a lot too. And then number 3 is heal the far off parts. But they say unblock the front biker shorts points is like far and away number 1 thing that they like for you from this healing. Someone says, how does my belly button area look compared to before the healings? Better. Do more of that second step where you heal it so that the red force field, like just below the skin of like body vitality, continues through that area, because it's a lot better than it was. It used to be like really blackened out. This big area was blackened out, and now it's like a smaller area that's like sort of grayed out. It's like half red, half gray. So just keep healing your belly button and all that. The tube thing, yeah, do a little more of that too. Uncord people from it and then melt it away. There are no invasive beings corded to it, but it's just some people. So just keep uncording that, and then finish melting that little tube away. The remnants of the energetic remnants of the umbilical cord that's behind your belly button inside. Keep melting that. But yeah, it's better than it was. The big blocks in front, you could do that more. That would be cool too. Like how you can get a big chunk back here in the flow zone of hardened blocked energy, like right in front of the whole belly button area. You could keep doing that. You did clear a lot of that, but you need more over time, keep doing it. Maybe like next couple days. Be cool. Yeah. So it is a lot better than it was. Your ex-husband used to be one of the people that would cord there, which is not unusual. That's why it's a good technique. So that nothing there for him to cord anymore. All right, hope that helps. Someone shows lots of beautiful flower emojis. Thank you so much. Flowers. Thank you, Janet. Great work. Thank you. Someone says, thank you for the healing. You're welcome. Feeling more and more peace and stepping into my own authentic self since the divorce. Go. Good for you. Someone says, mentioning their initials, thank you kindly, Janet. Adore your work. Well, thank you. Basic question here. Just realized that when we're working on ourselves, the meridians and points, like in pants pictures, are we working inside the body? a different place than when working the body's auras? Yes and yes. Because any body thing, the auras immediately in front of the body really impact it. So like if I had a shoulder injury, I would work the auras around the shoulder just as much as I work like inside the physical area and like the flow all around it. Maybe even more. I would work the shoulder, the auras around it, because the job of one of the main jobs of the auras is to protect the body. So if there's too many blocks there, it creates weakness, and so it tears a lot more easily. Your auras tear a lot more easily, and so then there can be much more invasive energy coming in, and that really adds to, I mean, that could even be the reason of the physical issue, or it just really adds to the physical issue and compounds the problem. So that's why we're always working. The points are like in the body. I mean, not deep in the body, but they're in the body. But then we're scooping within them, but then we're working the auras and energy blocks in front, really even probably more than the points themselves. I mean, we're working the points themselves and the flowy tube of the meridian itself, but a lot, because especially it seems like, I mean, the acupuncture points, they're chakras, but they're smaller. And so an energy block really impacts them, I would say, more than like one of your major chakras is like kind of massive compared to a little acupuncture chakra. And so the energy block of like, let's say, the energy block is this size. It's the size of my cell phone, right? So this energy block here, it would impact my 5th chakra, right? So I should clear it, right? Even if it's like out front here and somewhere, further out in my auras, I should totally clear it, right? But if it was like right in front of some of my acupuncture points, it would really impact them like even more. Just because I think the size, a bigger chakra just means it's stronger. It's got more energy flow, it's more powerful. Whereas each one of these, is super cool and controls a lot in your body and your emotions and your mind and everything, but they're kind of small. So like the blocks there create a pressure and a tightness where there should be just flow. And so that tightness gets transferred into it just like presses in on the chakras, plus external energy tends to cord the block and like push in. So the energy blocks in the auras in front of the points have a huge impact on the flow of the meridian and the flow of the points. So yeah. So if you have a problem with a certain part of a certain meridian, like 80% of the problem might be in your auras right in front of there. And then the other 20% is like literally the meridian itself is kind of crushed and maybe there's some hard objects and the points in it need repair. So I hope that answers your question. So that was like a 2-parter. There's a comment I missed in between there. Thank you, Janet. I meditate last night. Felt so good. I was able to get in all chakras, go you, and well fitted. Did the new techniques, and this morning I was out of 1 and 2. I suspect parents, why so fragile not to withhold? Well, I mean, a lot of shit can go down on the astral at night, So it's not unusual. It's not like, a floor, where I just cleaned that 5 minutes ago. What's going on? It's like shit happens, So I wouldn't really be like, I was in all my chakras last night, so why am I not in all my chakras this morning? I mean, I wouldn't even really have that expectation. I mean, if you're in all your chakras at 4 o'clock and then at 4:15, you popped out of 2, then you'd be like, wow, but between going to bed and the morning, a lot can go down. That's pretty typical. People starting their day, maybe they have invasive tendencies, so subconsciously their energy's jumping into 10 different people. A lot can happen between last thing at night and first thing in the morning, which is one reason why it's kind of cool to meditate both those times. If you're only going to meditate once, I would say first thing in the morning, just because so much can happen on the astral and everything that, But anyway, so So I don't think it's a big deal that you were in all your chakras the night before and then you weren't the next day. I would just roll with it and fix it as fast as you can. Yeah, I mean, it looks like on the astral you got blocked in your astral 1st and 2nd and 7th too. You were at some kind of family event on the astral. It got pretty blocked up, and it timing wise, it was pretty close to when you had to wake up for the day, and so there wasn't time to unblock. So you woke up already blocked up in your 7th and your 1st and your 2nd astrally, and so then that triggered baggage in your physical body, aura, and chakras, and grounding. So shit happens. Just the idea is to use your intuition, unblock faster. Just get fast about it. So then you don't have to feel so much like I'm doing so much work all the time. Like maybe try those short videos, in the short video playlist and see like which one of those really gets you in as fast as possible, so you don't have to do 25 things to recover from your night's adventures. Hope that makes sense. Someone says, "Oh, you got flowers for the live stream." Yes, I did. I actually forgot to save the receipt. I was thinking, oh, I could use them as a tax write-off, but I didn't save the receipt again. But oh well, they're nice. It's only $9 anyway. For a whole bunch of bouquets. I have this one, and then 2 others in the house. Good old Trader Joe's. This is hello, Janet, and thank you very much. I napped during the healing and woke up feeling a bit lost. Somehow I'm not surfing this set very well. It triggers me a lot. Yeah, I think the belly button thing is that's big because it's like your family doesn't have great boundaries among women, genetically related women. And so the umbilical cord and just, re-owning your belly is like pretty groundbreaking. Considering like the family you grew up in and, your daughter and your mother and all that. So I would say don't like write off the set or anything. It's because the set is especially like appropriate, maybe. Maybe just try to be playful about it, like maybe use gold glitter, around your belly and gold suns and, just try to have a good time about it. Like maybe play a song that you like, that always puts you in a good mood and heal your belly button area, just with your hands while you're listening to the song you like. Try to keep it lighthearted because you tend to it's like you slip on a banana peel and you like get stuck in all the pain and the drama of whatever you're trying to clear. And that's not a good way to clear it. It's just a good way to get stuck. So it's like, you can't lift up a rug to clean it if you're still standing on it, So like just it's like you feel that something's big and you go into resistance and then you cling to whatever you're trying to clear and get stuck in it. So, like I said, just try to be lighthearted, take it easy. You don't have to do it all at once. Like sometimes you try to clear too much, with these topics that you're a little resistant with, and then you're like fighting with yourself. You could look for walled off parts of you that are super bonded to your mom and don't want to unbond from your mom and your daughter. Like, it's like sometimes you guys look like one person. You know how like in a show they might have like a big sweater that like fits 2 people and one person has one arm out and the other person has the other arm out? Like sometimes you guys look like you have a 3-person sweater that you're wearing and like with 3 necks and like, 2 people get one arm and then you're in the middle and you don't get any arms in the sweater. So most of you doesn't like that, but there are walled off parts of you that like cling to that state. So you can heal. That would be a good thing to do. Like find the walled off parts of you that really like that 3-person sweater thing and just keep healing those parts of you so that they're not, like dragging their feet going, no. Hope that makes sense. So yeah, clear those resistant parts of you that want to like be one with your mom and your daughter, because that's pretty painful for the rest of you. The rest of you is like, oh my god, no. So yeah, just heal those walled off parts of you and then do a more playful, fun version of the belly button technique. Hope that makes sense. Someone says, thank you, Janet. That helps a lot. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, don't be a stranger. It seems like lately it's like you just don't comment. You don't, do live streams as much. Just don't be a stranger, post. If you have an issue that's energetic and you want feedback on it, post, ask. If you want, but you're really welcome to. Someone says, thank you, Janet. My angel messages for today for me, anything they want me to really focus on. From today's healing, they liked it all for you, but they especially like the chest points. I think because it's around the heart chakra too, because you've done a lot of heart chakra work, and they think that the chest points could be a nice extra complement to the work you've already done with that. And you could do more of that belly button boundary stuff. Just like the area around your belly button, it's still kind of blackened. It's less, there's a smaller blackened area around your belly button than there used to be. Used to be like your whole tummy area had, like, rather than the red flowiness right under the skin, it was like a blackened. Now that's all red flowy except for like a smaller area around your belly button. So I would just keep working that. Uncord people from that area. That should speed it up. There was a technique we did last set called clear hate nuggets. I think that you could do that more because you get like a little too serious, and it's like this vibration of like grinding your teeth with like frustration, and it's a subconscious thing, but it seems like it lowers your vibration just a little bit towards like irritability, and like it like weakens your energy. If you just cleared the hate nuggets, like the stuck chunks of resentment and emotional blocks that kind of make up hate nuggets, then you could be a little lighter and more intuitive and more spontaneous. So yeah, clear hate nuggets. Be good. That was probably in the final healing last month. I'm not sure which one it was in. Yeah, that was in the December twin set 2 of 2. Clear hate nuggets. If you're looking for it much later, you should be able to find it if you search Janet Wright clear hate nuggets. 2 words, hate nuggets. Alrighty. Enough of that. Someone says, I feel more. Oh, I should wrap up. So many questions. Feel more energetic, and my head feels more clear after the healing. Oh, good. Someone says, thank you so much. How am I doing with my spouse? You mentioned his initials. He has been off today, which sets tone for the whole household. Yeah, I would say, you could do that tricolor soak again for the house because that way it's less likely that the house is set at his mood. If you just imagine like a box for the home and just bring up red earth energy through the whole house and orange earth, so not through you, but just a separate grounding. Also, of the boundaries points work that we did, the back stuff and then the front stuff, the chest points and the front biker shorts points, as far as boundaries with your spouse, I would redo that front biker shorts section more in order to have, because that's, I would say, of those points areas that we did, that's the one where he's getting in more. So redo the front biker shorts points section a bunch until you feel like there's enough flowing and that you're there more and he's not. I would say overall, you're headed in the right direction as far as boundaries with him. He's you're more likely to be able to observe and not you seem to have better boundaries with him than maybe like a few weeks ago you did. I think that 7th to 8th connection repair stuff, you could keep doing that because I think that helped strengthen you overall. We didn't do that today, but we did it 2 days ago and we did it a bunch last month. And there's a standalone video on that. I don't know if it's been released yet. I could look that up. But you could redo that one, the 7th to 8th connection repair work. That would be another good thing. It's not that he was so much in there, but it was just, there was enough damage to your 7th to 8th chakra connection that you were less present. So then when that damage was repaired, you were more present. And so then you naturally had stronger boundaries with everybody, including him. So anyway, I'm looking for the short videos playlist so that I can, I should link that right on my homepage. That would be convenient. I'll do that. Not right now, but I'll do it. The problem is I have so many playlists. It's hard to find something. Maybe I will have to link it on the homepage. Let's see if I don't crash the live stream while I try to do this. Aha. Yeah. Okay. So now, if you look at my homepage of my channel, it's the second. You scroll down. First, it says past live streams, and then it says shorter energy healing walkthroughs of 2025 and 2024. So, I just changed it now. So now it does. Now it says that. So let's see. Sorry to make everybody wait. I just don't like not being able to tell people important things. Yeah, so if you scroll down, you see the short energy healing walkthroughs. Oh, yeah, so the question was, has that posted yet? No, it has not. Okay, well, it'll post probably within the next week, so you can keep an eye out for it. There'll be one that's called like 7th to 8th connection repair, something like that, in the short video short energy healing walkthroughs playlist. And it'll be pretty short, maybe like 8 minutes or so. But you could redo that and also do the front biker shorts one. The front bike shorts, front biker shorts points video. Which I may make into a short too, because I like that one. Anyway, hope that helps. Someone says, thank you for the feedback. You're welcome. Someone says, so is right when you wake up in the morning the ideal time to meditate? Well, the ideal time to meditate is when you'll actually do it, you know? So I don't want to say something and then you just feel guilty and never do it. And I just got you stuck on something. But yeah, all things being equal, if you could choose to meditate at any point in your existence in a 24-hour day, then yeah, if it's only going to be one time, then yes, right when you wake up would be the ideal time. That's correct. The most advantageous time for most people. But when you have time is really, it's like they say, you know, the most ideal time to plant a tree is yesterday, but is like 20 years ago or 30 years ago. But, you know, the second best time is right now. You know, so the best time to meditate is right now. But, you know, okay, yeah, if you could be perfect and design your day, which maybe you can, then yeah, first thing is very nice, very effective. Someone says, should I be clearing my belly button more consistently? I'm sure this is probably a hangout place for my mom. Yes and yes. I mean, yeah, just heal it, lots of gold light, and yeah, unblock in front of it more consistently. Yes, that would be nice. As far as like the remnants of the umbilical cord, I think there's a teeny bit left. Yeah. So the part behind your belly button, uncord your mom from there. Ask your angels to recycle any invasive beings corded in there. Uncord your sister from there, and then you should be able to melt the rest of it. And then, but then keep unblocking right in front of the whole belly button area. But yeah. Someone says, how am I doing with clearing hate from neighbor? Constantly new issues. I think you mean hate about your neighbor. Oh, you mean, that's funny. Yeah, your problem isn't hate from her. Your problem is you're stuck in hate within yourself. And that kind of makes you not have good boundaries with her hate. You see what I'm saying? Like, she could do all that she wants to you, but if you had good flow, it wouldn't affect you at all. You see what I'm saying? But it's like she's kind of your worst nightmare, which is how the universe does it. It's like what you resist, you create, you draw towards you. So you have issues with hate. You have issues with resistance and, you know, being pissed off and bitter and resentful, you know. And I mean, don't get me wrong, you're a wonderful person. However, you know, it is a bit of an Achilles heel that you have, is that, you know, the wrongs that have been done to you, they kind of simmer within you and you're just kind of, you know, and then here she comes along at that exact same vibration. And it's like she's got the keys to the kingdom and she could just dump everything and just knock you right over like a feather. But why can she do that? It's because your inner hate matches her hate towards you. So your problem is not her hate towards you. Your problem is your inner hate. And it just gives her like the keys to the you know, it's like her hate comes in way too easily because it matches the vibration that you already have. But again, that's the way the universe works. Like if you don't learn a lesson one way, then they give you a bigger way to learn the lesson. So she's your big way from the universe to help you clear your inner resentments. See, life is not fair. If it was fair, that wouldn't happen. But it's not about fair. It's about learning. If you don't learn the lesson, when it's the medium size, you get the large size. She's your large size. She's your large size class on clearing inner resentments and bitterness and hate nuggets. So anyway, yeah. So how am I doing with clearing hate from neighbor? Constantly new issues with her, from flood damage to now fireplace smoke coming down to my condo. Am I making any progress? I feel a bit less panic. I mean, my own hate for her. Thank you. I'm definitely trying to clear it now. No need for more lessons. For real. I'll give you a personal example so it doesn't sound like I'm only picking on you. If you look at I don't even link it anymore on my website because Yelp is very local, but for those of you not in the US, Yelp is a local review site. And when I was starting out, Yelp was important to my professional reputation. And plus I lived in a big city. So Yelp being local, that means that anyone in I used to be in Chicago, everyone in Chicago, which is a ton of people, if they search, energy healing or whatever, clairvoyant reading, I could come up, my listing, my business listing, right? And so it was very important, my listing on Yelp. And the 2 different people gave me 1-star reviews. Like everyone else is like 5 stars. One person gave me a 4-star just because that's what they think of a fantastic person. They give them a 4-star. Like if you read the review, it's like a 5-star review, but they gave me 4 stars. But these 2 people stood out and they gave me 1 stars, and there was drama around it. But the one person in particular, it was like so clear that, well, to me, after the fact, that she and I had bad past life baggage and I had never cleared it. So like she still resented me from the past life and I definitely still resented her from the past life. So of course she found me again and, tried to chop off my business reputation with a 1-star review. So it's just an example of like, if you don't learn the lesson and clear it, the universe gives you another opportunity later, So that's an interesting thing, do you and she have bad past life karma together? You and her and your dad have very bad past life karma together, like your dad in this life and her. Because he's the condo owner officially. So he kind of drew her into this situation, his bad karma with her that he didn't resolve. You don't specifically have a past life with her, but all that resentment and stuff, like I explained already, matches her. What you could do though, since it's your dad's unresolved past life battle with her, you could kind of ask your angels to like wash that out of you. So you're not like, because it's like energetically, you're kind of stuck in your dad's battle with her. And it's not your battle. Like you don't have that past life with her. You didn't harm her in the past life, and your dad's not good at clearing energy. So it's like he's not clearing it. He's really digging in. So that's really, the water damage is because of his battle with her. It's not because of your battle with her. The way it's continuing and getting worse. So just ask your angels to wash all that out of you. So then it's just your dad's battle with her and it's his choice whether he wants to stop and clear that or meet her in another life and duke it out again. I hope that makes sense. Someone says, thank you so much for the feedback, insights. You're welcome. Someone says, past life karma, how to clear, just gold light. Imagine it like a bunch of energy blocks, just like we do with everything else. Melt it with gold light, ask your angels to help if you need to. But yeah, it's just energy. You can clear it just like energy blocks, melted away with gold light. All right. So that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream and the healing. And the 3rd healing in this set, the final healing in the triplet set, will be in 2 days on Tuesday, the 7th of January, 2025. Oh, yay. So I will show the flowers again, and I'll show Izzy as we wrap up. Izzy's doing well, pretty much. Sometimes I feel like I should bathe him, but I've already bathed him a million times, so I don't feel like it. Okie doke. So here are the flowers again. Flower cam here. There we go. Some nice flowers for you. Alrighty, so, and then Izzy Cam. Hard to see him because he's a dark color. Oh, there he is. Anyway, he's taking a nap. I don't want to wake him. Let him rest. All right, guys. You're amazing. Take care. And if you do want to receive a healing from me, a set of healings, actually, you can purchase them on my website, jwhealing.com. Put it nice and giant. Alrighty, so you're a rock star. Woohoo! Yay! Okay, bye.